Welcome along, folks. We are live back here at the Colorado State University Pueblo Thunderbowl for the eight-man state championship football game. Number one Akron, 12-0. Number two Haxtun, 11-1. These teams play in the Plains League. They have met one time this season, and they're going to meet here for a chance at gold.
Yeah, this is where it really matters. Uh, Lay it all on the line. You battled all year to get here, and this is the game for all the marbles. And Haxton's lone loss on the year was to Akron in an absolute classic up in the northeast corner of the state. And I think most people are expecting a very similar, exciting game here in Pueblo tonight. And crowd already starting to file in. We're 45 minutes from kickoff, and we already have a good amount of people coming into the stadium. I think, like I said, I think there's a lot of hype around this game.
There absolutely is. Akron coming in, like I said, 12-0. They have 6 state championships to their credit: 1985, 2001, 2002, 2006, 2007. The Rams' last one coming in 2008.
Yeah, they had a run. I don't know if they still have the most consecutive wins in football, but they used to. They were up there for a while, and their winning streak there. They almost won it in 2009 as well. I think they were runner up in '09. They lost to Yuma in that game. But this Akron team, very good, very explosive, and it should be a fun one.
They took first place in the eight-man Plains League, like I mentioned. Their state playoffs so far, they defeated number 16 Crowley County, who we're very fond of here at R&M Broadcasting, 42-14. They defeated Mancos 62-26, and they defeated number 4 Sanford, who you're very well known for in
Yeah.
Mile High Prep and all that area down there with the Fox radio station, 39-16. They are entering on a 12-game winning streak, of course, averaging in the regular season 41 points per game.
Yeah, they are explosive and they can score many different ways. Four-headed monster in that passing attack, of course, led by quarterback Colton Randall, who's easily one of the best quarterbacks in the eight-man ranks and definitely a leader for that team.
They have outscored teams 143-56 in the state playoffs this season. It's a 47.7 to 18.7 differential.
Yeah, and they were tested by Sanford early in that game. It was what, a 2 point game at halftime against Sanford. I think it was 8-6 or 6-6 or something, but it was or 14-6. That's what it was, 14-6 because Akron scored right before half. That was a good challenge I think that Akron needed, and they came out in that second half and dominated. That's pure and simple. That's what Akron did in that second half against Sanford.
Haxton comes in 11-1 on the year. They have 9 state titles. They are the defending state champion in eight-man football. Titles in 1975, 1981, 1989, 1990, 1991, 2000, 2004. Then they went on a bit of a dry spell there. The next one was the year after that. Was that the COVID year, 2021? Was that the split season?
That was the year after.
And then 2024, of course, last year, they took runner-up in the eight-man Plains League to Akron. They defeated Plateau Valley 44-0, defeated Sedgwick County 42-6, and they defeated McClave 50-8. So they've been on quite the roll in the state playoffs.
Yeah, I think their game against McClave last week, I expected it to be a little closer game, but my goodness, Haxton came out and laid the wood on that game and really showed, hey, we're here. Don't look past us. We're here to win this state championship, and that's what they're looking for here against this Akron Ram team.
We talked about Akron in the playoffs. They were outscoring opponents by big margins. Haxton 136-14, a 45.3 points for to 4.7 points against.
Yeah, and McClave was much bigger than Haxton up front, and Haxton just uses their speed very aggressively, and none of their kids are afraid to hit, and they're willing to go and lay the wood.
Absolutely not. Hey, we're going to get right into it. Our players to watch. We'll start with Anthony's players to watch for this one.
Yeah, so my players to watch, we're going with the running back, wide receiver, Jace Curtis for Akron. He is the big play guy against Sanford. He had 2 huge touchdown catches, and against when they played each other early in the year, he's the one that took, I think it was 96 yards to the house on a screenplay. And then my player to watch for Haxton is Zach Stats, the running back linebacker, big player for this part of the three-headed monster of that backfield for this Haxton Bulldog team.
And we'll go with mine. I got Colton Randall from Akron, number 10. He is the quarterback, 89 for 140, 1,741 passing yards, 22 touchdowns to 3 interceptions on the season for the sophomore. 126 carries, 601 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns. So he's a dual threat back there behind the offensive line for the Rams. On the defensive side, 49 solo tackles. He has 88 assisted and 11 tackles for loss with 1 sack.
Yeah.
He has 7 interceptions as well, and he's caused 4 fumbles. So
yeah, he is a playmaker on both sides of the ball, and he is the catalyst offensively and defensively for this Rams team.
And then for Haxton, it'll be Coleman Firme, 116 carries, 194 yards, 11 touchdowns. but a wrecking ball on the defensive side, just like Randall. 49 solo tackles, 70 assisted tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 2 interceptions. So he'll be one to look for on the defensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and a player we didn't even mention for the Haxtun Bulldogs, part of that three-headed backfield is the quarterback from Colin Cone. He's a big piece part to that Haxton backfield, and then for Akron, another player we didn't mention is Jackson Lysay. He was a big piece to them beating Sanford. He's their main back normally when they put Curtis out in the out to receiver.
And then we'll move right into our keys of the game. So go ahead and give us yours.
So for Haxton, when they played Akron. And when they played Akron during the regular season, they had 5 turnovers. So that's pure and simple, limit turnovers. And you got to limit the big plays. You can't have Jace Curtis taking something 96 yards to the house. Make them go all the way down the field and see if they can beat you going goal to goal. And for Akron, it is hit those big passes. It is get your passing attack going, and it's getting Colton Randall and Jace Curtis and Livesay going offensively and go with the big attack. And then defensively, it's contain that rushing attack of this Haxton Bulldog team and make them throw the ball. See if they can beat you by throwing the ball.
Absolutely. For mine, Akron, like you said, you got to make them pass. You got to keep them away from the running game. They average 304.6 rushing yards a game, and then you got to make them throw where they're much less effective. I mean, they don't average, I didn't even think 100 yards passing on the season. Is what I believe.
No, I think they're at 70.4.
Yeah. You got to make them pass. You got to get them out of their comfort zone for sure. Haxton has to contain Colton for one. That's one thing. You got to put pressure on him early. You got to make him feel your presence. He has 2,341 all-purpose yards between passing and rushing. You got to keep him in the pocket. Be sure to put pressure. Make him uncomfortable as much as you can back there behind that offensive line. So they met up once this year, October 10th.
Yeah.
It was at Akron. You mentioned it was a slugfest. 28-24 was the final score of that one. Bulldogs ran for 190, threw for 42. That was it. Akron, on the other hand, 110 yards. They were pretty balanced. They threw for 309. So that's where it comes into. You got to keep Randall into the pocket, make him uncomfortable, make him make throws that he shouldn't make. And
Akron averaging 161 yards a game on the season. I mean, it's a clear part of their offense. And against Sanford, like I said, they did get the rushing attack going a little bit, but Randall threw for 300 yards against Sanford. That was a key, and that is the key for this Akron team is to get the passing attack going.
Absolutely. Hey, the all-time series, Akron leads at 9-8. It was tied at 8-8 going into this season. Here's another one for you. Haxton had won the first 8 of the series until this year.
Wow.
Had won they were on a streak of 8 straight against Akron.
Wow, okay.
So
yeah, like I said, that was the game I think everyone had their eyes open or eyes on, and I honestly think that I'm expecting a phenomenal game. Like I said, once we had the state championship matchup set, I had this game circled across all 4 games. This is the game I've been waiting for. Love some 8-man football, and this is that game definitely to watch.
Absolutely. Hey, we're going to get to the professionals, as we like to call them, Ben and Carrie. They're over across the way in the press box. We'll get their pregame in just a bit. You'll hear from some of the people that helped get you and I here.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, and a big thanks our pregame sponsor, NXT Level Packaging. Thanks again for sponsoring all our pregames that we'll have across all 4 games. Big shout out to them.
Absolutely. Hey, folks, we'll catch you in just a bit. It is the 8-man championship. Almost at semifinal. It's the 8-man championship.
Yeah, we're here already. We're in Pueblo.
We're already here. We're at the Thunderbowl. We're ready to go. Kickoff is about 35 minutes away. We'll get you to Ben and Carrie. They'll have their pregame. They have some coaching interviews that they had conducted over the week, and then they'll have kickoff coming up in just a bit from the Thunderbowl.
Aglands Family Health now open and serving the Arkansas Valley, welcoming new patients for all physical health needs. Located at 2215 San Juan, we're ready for your entire family's health needs. Call us at 719-363-1533 or visit aglandsfamilyhealth.com. Most insurances accepted. Pipe Yard is your complete source for irrigation and plumbing supplies since 1973. Now serving 2 locations. From gated pipe to center pivots, your local schematic by Lindsay dealership, Pipe Yard still meets many needs of farmers, ranchers, contractors, municipalities, government, and homeowners. Go visit those good folks at the Pipe Yard, 4 miles north of Rocky Ford on Highway 71, or the new location 2 miles west of Grenada on Highway 2. Supplier of irrigation and Clothespin Laundromat at 17 East 3rd Street in La Junta is now under the new ownership of Caitlin Hansen, offering self-service and drop-off same-day service. Wash and fold, $2 a pound. Ironing and starching as well, open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Credit cards are accepted.
First Insurance Services can help you with coverage on home, auto, commercial, and life. First Insurance Services wishes the best of luck to the athletes this weekend in the state football championships. With offices in Lamar, La Junta, Alamosa, and Los Animas. Give any of them a call to see what they can do for you. Good luck to the teams this weekend in the state football championships from First Insurance Services.
Graphic design in Sharon knows the dedication it takes to be a high school athlete. Proudly supports them. For all your custom screen printing, embroidery, and letter jacket needs, give Graphic Designs a call, 719-853-6066. Hard work is paying off for the Buena Vista Demons this season. If you need a hard-working realtor in Chaffee County, just call Julie Kirsting, 719-395-7840, or visit juliekirsting.com. Good luck to the Buena Vista Demons football team this weekend in the state football championship.
CCOM, we're here for you. Reliable, affordable, super fast internet, secure phone service. Your home network safe and secure from malware, intrusion, and cyber attack with CCOM powerful Fire Flash router and CCOM IPv. Give the sales team a call at 719-363-1781. CCOM, your local internet provider.
If you're feeling stressed, anxious, or worried, you're not alone. If you've been turning to vaping or smoking, know that there is other help available. When you're ready to quit, My Life, My Quit can help. My Life, My Quit is a free and confidential program that connects people ages 12 to 17 with a coach who can help you take steps at your own pace. Start My Quit 36072 or visit mylifemyquit.org to learn more.
For all your auto, home, life, farm, and ranch insurance needs, go see Crystal Provost at Farm Hero Insurance at 515 North Main Street in Rocky Ford, or give her a call at 719-254-3368. Farm Bureau Insurance wishes the best of luck to the athletes this weekend in the state football championships.
Agland Family Health now open and serving the Arkansas Valley, welcoming new patients for all physical health needs. Located at 2215 San Juan, we're ready for your entire family's health needs. Call us at 719-363-1533 or visit aglandsfamilyhealth.com. Most insurances accepted. Pipe Yard is your complete source for irrigation and plumbing supplies since 1973. Now serving two locations. From gated pipe to center pivots, your local thematic by Lindsay dealership, Pipe Yard still meets the many needs of farmers, ranchers, contractors, municipalities, government, and homeowners. Go visit them at the Pipe Yard, 4 miles north of Rocky Ford on Highway 71, or the new location a couple miles west of Grenada on Highway 50. Your of irrigation. Rocky Ford Discount Tire and Auto Care Center wants to help you keep your vehicle on the road to follow your favorite athletes across the valley. Locally owned and operated since 1972, Rocky Ford Discount Tire offers more than just tires. They offer oil changes, general tune-ups, and complete auto repair services. Stop in and see them at 1601 Elm Avenue or give them a call at 719-254-3391 for an appointment to get your car ready for winter driving.
First National Bank Colorado is your hometown bank with locations in Los Angeles, La Junta, Rocky Ford, Ordway, Fowler, Monument, and Flying Horse, providing you banking convenience throughout the valley as well as in the Colorado Springs metro area. Best of luck to all area athletes in the games and in the classroom. First National Bank of Colorado, a better brand of banking since 1901, member FDIC.
The Clothespin Laundromat at 17 East 3rd Street in La Junta is now under the new ownership of Caitlin Hansen, offering self-service and drop-off same-day service. Wash and fold, $2 a pound. Ironing and starching as well, open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Credit cards are accepted.
First Insurance Services can help you with coverage on home, auto, commercial, and life. First Insurance Services wishes the best of luck to the athletes this weekend in the state football championships. with offices in Lamar, La Junta, Alamosa, and Los Animas. Give any of them a call to see what they can do for you. Good luck to the teams this weekend in the state football championships from First Insurance Services.
Graphic Design in Sherrod knows the dedication it takes to be a high school athlete and proudly supports them. For all your custom screen printing, embroidery, and letter jacket needs, give Graphic Designs a call, 719-853-6066. Work is paying off.
The defending state champs, and your boys played like it in the semifinals. That was one heck of a win against McClave, wasn't it?
It was. Hats off to Jeremy and his crew and the players because they played really well. They were big and physical, and we saw a bunch of B-gap pressure that we were having a hard time figuring out early. And once we got it figured out, we got the offense rolling. But, man, our defense has played really well since that loss to Akron.
Yeah, your defense this year, Akron, Wichita County, they're the only teams to score multiple touchdowns in a single game on you guys. What was the success this past weekend? Because that is not an untalented McClave offense that you were able to hold to just 8 points in the final quarter.
I'd love to take some credit, but the boys put so much time in their preparation last week, and they're off to it again this week. The film time was excellent. Practice was excellent. After the Wichita game, we were kind of trying to move some stuff around. And in the Akron game, we had some guys a little banged up. And we moved some more guys around after that game. And I think we found some new homes for players, and we're almost back to how we used to play, where we don't fully platoon our O&D line, but we're really close right now. So I think that helps a lot, because then we can just bring a lot of pressure with the fronts and not have to bring a lot of pressure from the backside of the defense. Then we can sit back in our zones and read.
You talk about that line, and I know the line both ways is so integral to Haxtun Bulldogs' success. Talk with me first about that deep.
Two guys have just been stellar for us the last 2 years on the defensive front. So they're able to run a lot of our stuff with ease. And then the fun new one is Austin Knox. He's a soft. We don't go with the big nose tackle. We like smaller nose tackles that are really athletic and typically a wrestler type guy. And Austin is a state placer in wrestling last year as a freshman, so he fits the mold, just like where we had a Grant Stats for a long time. And Austin, we can kind of let him do some. We tend to say, go do Austin things. Mm-hmm. He does things that a traditional defensive tackle just does not do.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Now, on the offensive line, you mentioned last week in your semifinal game against McClave, you were having trouble figuring out some pressure. What was the turning point for those guys on the offensive line to be able to handle that pressure?
One thing is we returned a good portion of our offensive line from last year. But one of the young men that graduated is Tate Michael, and he's going to NJC, and he's kind of look at Haxtun, and they say, we're going to stop the run. They're going to let us beat it. If they're going to beat us, they're going to beat us with the pass. And Holland had a great game after that. Once they started stacking 8 in the box, and Chase and Corbin were able to get free on the outside and had some nice touchdown passes.
You guys have a lot of that are really good athletically, but the football IQ is something you can't necessarily teach. You have to experience. So how have you guys been able to develop that over several years? This is not just a 1-year flash in the pan run for you guys. This is a half decade for you guys, where it seems like your guys have the football IQ. How have you developed that?
One thing is I got to credit the rest of my staff. Up till this year, my staff is everybody other than myself has coached the junior high too. So we've been lucky. The terminology and formations and a lot of our read option and our veer game starts at the junior high level, and those kids know what we expect and what we see, and we try to have as many of those guys around us. Sometimes I think people laugh when I have 6, 7 managers, but I want those guys around us as much as we can for the future, so they're hearing what we have to say. And a lot of times you'll hear a kid as a freshman or sophomore say, I remember when you said that when I wasn't a manager. So around us as much as possible and kind of influence them the best we can for the future.
You guys, as I noted, have been here before. You know what this championship means, and you as a player know what making deep playoff runs are there as well. How do you make sure that the specialness of playing on Thanksgiving Friday isn't lost on your guys this week, given that you've been there now 3 straight years and 4 out of the last 5?
It's easy to forget or just bring on the idea that everybody expects this is what we do, but we actually, I'm lucky that our current AD was a player coach for me. He couldn't play his junior and senior year, so he actually started coaching for me when I first took over the program. And I even had him chime in and tell the boys, like, this isn't how it always goes. And wins were hard. Wins are always hard. And I bring a lot of old timers back in and talk to the kids and just tell them not to go complacent and tell them what it means to be a Bulldog and try to show them that, these days aren't always going to be here. So you better take advantage of them while they're here.
You guys meet a familiar opponent in the championship game, 2nd year in a row playing Akron. You've played them already once this year, and you guys lost to them during the regular season. What did you learn from that loss about yourselves that you've been able to help propel yourselves to getting this rematch in the championship game?
Well, one thing is pretty much an answer to your previous question, and that was we had played as a team. And I mean the school, the coaches, the players, the community, everybody just expected us to win. And I had a former coach tell me when we played Wichita, we only won by 30, and everybody was on how hard of a game that was. And he told them, like, 30-point victory is a big victory. And he was telling me that was the vibe on the sidelines. So one thing that loss did was kind of make sure we put our eyes back on the goal and focus in on how we prepared. The other thing was the boys weren't taking the best care of themselves. And when I say that, like, we're blessed with a couple trainers to help us, and they weren't taking advantage of them. And we got beat up a little bit early in the middle of the season, and with that hard schedule. And after that Akron loss, the boys all of a sudden were always going and seeing the trainer and getting stuff taken care of immediately. And we moved some people around. We found positions for people. We moved some players that were 2-way players to only 1-way and changed some of our special teams also. So that Akron loss kind of made us reinvent ourselves.
X's and O's wise, you've played them before. You know what they're going to do. They know what you're going to do. What's the one thing you have to do to be able to hoist that championship trophy Friday night?
One thing we have to do is that Randall kid he's a phenomenal athlete. I think I've only seen 2 quarterbacks in my coaching career that keep their eyes down the field better than him, and they were both seniors, and he's only a sophomore, so that kid's incredible. So staying in our zones and trusting each other around us is going to be key on defense. And defensive pressure, keep him in the pocket instead of letting him scramble, because once they turn into their scramble drill is when they get real dangerous. Offensively, we just have to block better. We did not block well against them last time. They threw a lot of blitz packages at us that we were not ready for, and I'm sure having a Hall of Fame coach as your defensive coach over there, I'm sure they have some new packages ready for us, but we have to pick up their blitz packages and get our running game going. Outside of X's and O's, we got to take care of the ball. We did not take care of the ball when we played them last time.
That's Coach J.D. Stone for the Haxtun Bulldogs. Coach, best of luck this week.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Life on a farm or ranch today isn't what most people think it is. It's a complicated business with an ever-changing daily grind. Very little heat and air conditioning, and even less thanks. But it's a passion that keeps you going from dawn till dusk, till always. Don't you want to work with a lender who understands this? At Premier Farm Credit, supporting agriculture is our only business. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard.
When your body is injured, trust the talented Sydney Regional Medical Center Orthopedics team. Our specialists are dedicated to diagnosing and treating spine disorders, sports trauma, podiatry issues, and acute and chronic degenerative injuries. Whether you're dealing with sports injuries or need a total joint replacement, we've got you covered. Our team of professionals have experience helping patients of all ages. To learn more about our comprehensive orthopedic services, visit sydneyrmc.com or call 308-254-5825.
Alan Roach for Farm Bureau Insurance. Farm Bureau Insurance agent Melinda Hutt in Sterling is your neighbor, and she's part of your community. She's committed to providing you with local, personalized service for all of your insurance needs. Let Melinda help you with your auto, home, business, life, and of course, farm and ranch insurance. Melinda can help customize our products to meet your specific needs. Call Melinda 970-526-0202. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Plumbing problems are no fun. You know there's going to be a lot of cleanup work to do and you're not really sure where to start. The place to start is B&J Plumbing. Call 970-522-3828 and B&J Plumbing will help you out with that plumbing problem. Since 1961, Sterling J Plumbing for all of their plumbing needs, and now you can too. Call 970-522-3828 and trust B&J Plumbing for all your plumbing problems. Kuski's Oil Company in Crook is your one and only local bulk delivery of gas, diesel, and propane. They also have a great selection of tires and automotive supplies. Located right on the main street in Crook, Colorado, stop in at Kuski's Oil Company and let the great team take care of you. Or if you need assistance, call 970-886-2121 for more information. Kuski's Oil Company is a very proud supporter of all of our area athletes and wishes them good luck during their sporting events this year.
Taking you into the sports across the eastern plains of Colorado. This is Eastern Colorado Insider.
The Akron Rams are the number 1 overall seed. Coming into the 8-man football playoffs, they're unblemished as they head into the championship game after a 39-16 win against Sanford last week. I'm joined by head coach Jerome Weirs on the phone right now. And coach, was a tight ball game early on. You guys scored right before halftime and then came out of the locker room a completely different team. What was the difference from that first quarter to late second quarter and the second half for you guys last week?
Well, Sanford was a good team, and they were hurt, so we made some adjustments. Got a huge interception with about 2 minutes left in the half, and then we were able to go down the length of the field and get a score just before half to make it 16-8. And then it's always big when you get in the kickoff in the second half and have the ability to go take it down the field and put it in for a score. We just made some good adjustments at halftime, and the kids listened to those adjustments and came out on fire a little bit, and we just were able to kind of take control of the game from that point.
No doubt about that. One of the big reasons you guys are able to do that is because Colton Randall has had one heck of a season. I mean, this is a better than 1,700-yard passer, a lot of touchdowns. He had 4 scores and 300 yards last week. How important has he been to not only the success, but the timely success that Akron has gotten this year?
He's been really important for us. He's a good quarterback. He's a great safety for us on defense. And there's some kids around him on offense. Jace Curtis, Jackson Livesay, Jax Kuzel, Nathan Porteous, that, when you have a quarterback that you sometimes make a play call and you never know exactly what he's going to do after the play breaks down, you have to have some really good kids around him to be able to react to him and play off of him. And I think that's been one of our strengths this year is him scrambling and then the ability for our other players to kind of play off that scramble and make some big plays when we need to.
You guys in that scramble game, and I've heard a lot of people talk about that being a real key to your guys' success this season from other programs, but it takes a whole team to be able to. Let's go to the skill position players first, because I think it's got to just be a brotherhood connection, right, between those receivers. They're talented athletes, but to understand where he's going to go, that's part of the reason that's successful when you guys get out of the pocket.
Yes, it is, and it's something that we worked on early in the beginning of the year, but in all honesty, it has very much just been a chemistry thing that the kids have adapted to, and part of it is I have, for lack of a better term, some wild childs on my team. and I mean that in the best of ways, that they like playing almost schoolyard football at times, and so for them, when I give them controlled rules and things like that, they do well at it. But sometimes when they have an opportunity to just go be themselves, when Colton scrambles, sometimes it turns into that, and it's amazing sometimes what they can do. I call it recess football. I joke that sometimes maybe I should just put a play in called recess and do what they want, but those skill kids, it's a natural chemistry. Sometimes you can't teach those things. Even on scramble plays, a lot of times, things break down, and for our linemen to, at least maintain blocks and not get holes in those situations and give them enough time to scramble, that's a huge deal too.
Well, and I think those linemen are very important for you guys, because when you're actually within your offensive system and running the ball, I mean, they've really taken control of things this year. So maybe the most underappreciated part of your team on the offensive side is those guys that don't really have the stats in front of them, right?
Yes. And we tell them that at the beginning of the year, if you're going to be a lineman, it's the most important job, but you're probably never going to get your name announced much. It's always going to be the receivers and things like that, but, you are as responsible for any touchdown that's scored as anybody else. And, it was a big question at the beginning of the year. We have 3 new linemen this year. I say new, they've been playing all year, and we only had 1 returning starting lineman from last year. We had 2. Jesse Davison got hurt early in the year against Holly, and so we've had some guys step up on our line that have done a great job this year.
Defensively, you guys have had one heck of a year, and obviously you had a good year last year defensively as well, but only, I think, 3 teams, maybe 4, have scored more than 2 touchdowns on you guys this season. What's been the key to that success this year?
Well, I have a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah, maybe.
When you have Coach Christensen as your defensive coordinator who spends as much time as he does on it, it helps out. And then we have a good system that our kids run from the time they're in Spiffle to the time they get to high school. Enough to have them, starting in junior high, but even our Spiffle coaches have started running the defense in Spiffle. It helps when kids start in the system and they have the ability to, run it essentially their entire football careers. By the time they get into high school, we can do some things with it, but they're always, they get to where it's second nature to them to do that. And we have 2 really good safeties that come and fill up, Jace Curtis and again, Colt Randall. And we've fly to the football as a team, which is a big thing this year. And again, when you have a schemer like Coach Christensen, it helps too.
Coach Christensen obviously is someone you lean on quite a bit because he was your coach, and you were a player that also had success in the postseason. I mean, when Coach Christensen was there and when you were as a player, from a player standpoint how special it is to be playing the Friday after Thanksgiving. How are you making sure that your kids don't overlook the specialness of that in this your second year playing this weekend?
I tell them to enjoy it. We told them that on Saturday. And I even told them it's going to be cold and windy today. I said, but enjoy it when we go out for practice tonight because, there's only 2 teams getting to practice in the cold and the wind today. And, so no matter how miserable it is, enjoy it. And I want to make sure they enjoy it, but I'm not too worried about them being focused for this game. It'll be a big one for them, and I know they're excited for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys put on one heck of a show during the regular season. You took the victory at your place. What did you learn about yourself in that game and in the Tough Plains Conference this year? Because Sedgwick County kept you close late into that ballgame, and you got pushed a lot. What did the Plains Conference teach you about yourself this year?
I think it taught us that our team is very resilient and very determined. Going into this season, I'm always very honest about my assessment of what I think we can do. And at the beginning of the year, I really thought that we were a second-round playoff team. And, then it was, luck of the draw at that point and see where things put you. And after we, made it through Dayspring the first time and then played Haxtun and beat them in a close one, played Dayspring again and beat them in a close one, and Sedgwick County in a close one, I found out how resilient we are. And really, it kind of changed. I don't want to say changed my demeanor about these kids, but it really showed. We have a good team that could be a great team, and it kind of changed my preseason perception of them, and I don't mean that as a distraction, but it really showed me that my preseason assessment might have been a little bit off. But when you have to battle like we have, throughout this entire season, it's a good thing, especially when you get to this point. In most of those games, we were down at one point, and the kids' ability to stay resilient and believe that they could come back at any point in time and score is huge, and it's huge for them to learn that in moments. So when you get into bigger moments, there's always that built-in confidence that they can do it.
You can break down this matchup all you want, X number of yards per game and tackles per game and turnovers forced per game. When you get a rematch, especially for a fourth time, essentially in 365 days or whatever, between you and Haxtun, all those numbers can be thrown out the window. What is
USAA knows the power of dynamic duos, superheroes and sidekicks, quarterbacks and running backs, lead singers and backup singers, and insurance. USAA, you can bundle your auto at home and save up to 10%. Add on a one service and use duo made to save the day. See how much you can save. USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
UC Health's convenient online tools like virtual appointments and medication refills make managing the whole family's healthcare easier. Visit uchealth.org/women's health or click the banner to learn more. UC Health. Live extraordinary.
What have we got?
The Andersons. All night tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
The team. At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems.
And when we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains, we turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points.
And right now, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Hey, Dad, I gotta come clean about something.
Okay.
I only paid for a brand new Hyundai Tucson.
Oh, you might be on the naughty list. Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid models. Visit a Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends December 1st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
What is the thing you're focused on so that Akron can hoist that state championship Friday?
The two things that we're always focused on, blocking and tackling. If we can block better than they can, and if we can tackle them in the open field, if we can be physical, if we can...
Colorado for over 38 years. License 1322.
It's cold in here. Oh, hey, Jay. Yeah, just, chilling. Seriously? Is the heater running? I don't know, but I guess you better go catch it if it is. No joke. If you're having electrical issues this winter, call us at Better Electric. 970-521-1030. The last thing we want is for you to be left in the cold.
Hey, Jay, if you can't fix the heater, man, don't worry about it.
Why?
'Cause the cold never bothered me anyway.
Let it go.
An expansion to Petty's Park Driving Range, the Colorado Cold Connect project, and more in the works. From residential, commercial, schools, aviation, and more, there's no better choice for engineering than Western Engineering Consultants. Check them out online at westerneci.com or call Chad 303-913-7341.
Lennox in the air means money in your pocket. Turn to Bailey Mechanical for special offers happening today that will put high-quality Lennox air in your home and savings back in your pocket. For a limited time, they're offering up to $1,800 in rebates, or qualified buyers make no payments, incur no interest for 12 months when financing a new Lennox system, plus receive up to $2,600 in federal tax credits. Call Bailey Mechanical today at 970-522-0471 or visit them online at baileymechanical.net. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
On the left side of the 18, he fires it in just up over the crossbar.
Eastern Plains sports coverage now on air.
Bump set far side, Marrero. She'll tip it short. Conchi comes up to get it. Ulrich sets it at the net for Santa Mosso. Blocked back, and it's in the net.
We're passionate and local fans of our athletes.
Straight drop by Shaw. He's got three receivers in the pattern. Looking down the middle. He's got holding in stride. Nobody's going to catch him.
All season long.
Diving up near the netting, and a bump free will be run over from Klinger. Chased up high by Helling. Set far side. Youngkey. Huge hammer down the line for the kill.
Local sports like no one else on 94.5 The Ranch.
And we welcome you to the Thunderbowl in Pueblo as we get you set for the start of 8-man football action live. They're doing a flyover here as well. I'm Ben Blecka alongside Harry Sherman. Very glad you have joined us for this 8-man football championship game between the Haxtun Bulldogs and the Akron Rams. Much like the 6-man title, which saw the victory by the Idalia Wolves, it's two league foes, and we expect nothing less than a slugfest. Our pregame show brought to you by Northeastern Junior College from Plains to Possibilities. Northeastern Junior College has the educational path for you. Visit njc.edu. Carry, the Plains Conference is always in the title game. Always in the title game every single year. And this is the second year in a row that there's been two Plains Conference teams in this championship game.
It's just going to get stronger next year when you throw in Stratton into the mix. It's iron sharpens iron, and there is plenty of iron in the Plains Conference.
No doubt about that. Haxtun and Akron played in the regular season. The Haxtun Bulldogs took the victory, or the Akron Rams took the victory over the Haxtun Bulldogs 28-14, or 28-24. I don't expect this game to be any different. I think this is going to be a slugfest, close all game long, and no, you're good. I just wanted to make sure. Close all game long, and I really think that the key to this contest isn't going to be the big name guys. I think it's going to be the guys that do things, the little things right, and both coaches echoed that in the interviews you just heard on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Yeah, because a lot of times your elite guys, they'll basically cancel each other out.
Right.
Because everybody is loading up to stop those top players. And it's going to be somebody who you didn't prep for. You think, everybody thinks you've prepped for every possible situation, scenario. There's something that's gotten through, no matter how intensely you've prepared over the last, not even a full week because of the holiday and everything in between. Somebody is going to sneak through the cracks and be that special player.
So the coin toss is being conducted right now. I really think one of the most interesting battles in this one, Carrie, is the look at the quarterbacks. You've got two very different quarterbacks. Colin Cohn, who is the senior quarterback for the Haxtun Bulldogs. He is a much more run-heavy quarterback. And Colton Randall, he threw for 304 last week in the semifinal win against Stanford. Two very different quarterbacks, but I think they're the leading players of each of their teams. And if they are comfortable, the team will win. It's quite that simple.
Well, the first time they played, Randall went for over 3 bills, and I think and 3 or 4 touchdowns in that game. But Cone is one of those guys. Yeah, while he leads towards the run first, he'll bite you with the pass. He's shown that over the last since he started, break on the scene as a freshman. He'll hit that big play against you if you forget that he has that strong arm.
No doubt about that. Our key to the contest is brought to you by Carpet Comfort Center, the largest selection of flooring in Northeast Colorado. The flooring you need, the professional installation you deserve. Stop by in the Broadway Plaza Shopping Center and see Carpet Comfort Center. So we're set for kickoff. The Akron Rams in their blue uniforms with the red A on the helmet, white letters and numbers. They'll be kicking to the Haxtun Bulldogs in the road white. black helmets with the Bulldog inscription on the side. They'll be fielding the kick, and the aforementioned Colin Cone will be back to return that kick. Our kickoff temperature here in Pueblo is 50 degrees as we get underway. 50 degrees on our kickoff, brought to you by Baylor Mechanical. Don't take your comfort for granted. Trust Baylor Mechanical, your local Lennox dealer, 970-522-0471. Ball is booted deep. It'll bound out of bounds near the 20-yard line here in Pueblo at the Thunderbowl. Painted line, last few years we've done this, they've actually put a tape line that is down. They actually painted the lines in the shorter field. For those unfamiliar, 8-man football is on a field half as wide as 11-man.
And we were told at the six-man coaching meeting in August that they have this paint they can put down, and with just a little bit of pressure washer, and it's gone. It'll disappear in a hurry. You won't see traces of it tomorrow for the 1A and 2A championship games.
So the ball's backed up 5 yards on the opening kickoff of the game, and we get ourselves underway now. Kicking from the 35 for the Akron Rams is Mason Porteous. Porteous puts the boot down the middle. It's fielded by Cone near his own 20. He'll bounce out to the right side. Cone leading a block on the far side. Gets outside the 40 to the 43, maybe the 44-yard line. And that's where the opening possession of the game will come for the Haxtun Rams. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Great field position to get things started, and had that return right set up. He really needed one more block to set the alley for him.
Remember the first play of the 8-man football championship last year? One play to the house. What happened for Idalia earlier today on their first possession? One play to the house. See what the big play option can come in. As Stats is to the left of Cone in the shotgun on first and 10. Snap to Cone, a quarterback sweep near side. Cone caught and dropped. Colton Randall in on the tackle. Cone pulled down after a gain of what looks to be about 3.
And it was the block of Stats that got him out of the backfield, because Akron had it read. They're going no huddle quickly.
2 men in the backfield this time. Coleman Firm, the lead blocker for Stats, and Stats gets past midfield and down near the sticks. Gain of about 4 on the play, maybe even 5. They will go 5, third down and 2. Wide to either side for Haxtun. Cone dropping back, looking to pass. He'll air it out near side and find his man for the Haxtun Bulldogs. Quick push down the field, and Starkey Baum with the catch all the way down to the 32 on the play. And a gain of 17 and a first down and 10. No huddle, handoff to Coleman Firm. Firm bust free, and he's off to the races inside the 10. Caught by the heels from behind. Went down at the 4-yard line, so a gain of 29.
They hadn't even had the stick set for the last 2 first downs.
Shotgun formation, snap, handoff, Stats, nope, yes, Stats kept it, stretches out, and he's in for a touchdown. From 4 yards out, Stats pops it in for the score with 10:51 to go in the first quarter, and the Haxtun Bulldogs came out with a bunch of plays, bang, bang. They find themselves into the end zone for a touchdown.
I'm not real sure, but I think that's going away from tendency with the hurry-up offense.
Well, I've seen it happen some for them as they go for 2 here. Snap direct to Coleman Firm to the 3-man backfield, and he is pulled down, so the conversion not good. It will be 6-0. J.D. Stone has a habit of coming out and bunching plays together to open up the game. No huddle, bang, 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 able to march it down the field, and 5 plays, 56 yards for a touchdown. Ultimately, with the 4-yard touchdown run, let's see how quick my math was definitely not right on all of that. 29 plus 9 is 38, that's 41. So that'll be a 15-yard completed pass on third down, and it was not bad. It was only 2 yards off on the overall first down for the Haxtun Bulldogs, and that's something you got to do. You've got to try and strike early if you're Haxtun, and you lead 6-0 with 10:51 to go in the first quarter.
Well, if you're Akron now, you have to not put too much pressure on yourself to go right down and do the same thing. But you want to at least establish a little bit of momentum with your offense here. Even if this drive doesn't end in points, at least move the ball down the field and take some of that momentum away from Haxtun.
So kickoff for the Haxtun Bulldogs going from our right to our left. High end over end kick fielded at the 4-yard line for the Akron Rams. That's Jace Curtis bouncing out to the far side, and Curtis is stuck before he gets to the 20. Akron Rams will go first and 15 or first and 10 from that's the 18-yard line.
Yeah, that 6-man is biting you.
Yeah.
Like 11 men.
This is just the second 8-man game I've called this season. I've called almost exclusively 6-man this year. Randall has an end to either side in the shotgun formation in a split in near side. Handoff to the far side end. Pulled down is Jax Kusel. Kusel for a loss of 3 on the play. Bring up second down and 13 for the Akron Rams with 10.5 to go in the first quarter, and Haxtun leading 6-0.
Nobody blocked the end. If you're going to try to run something like that, you have to take care of the end of the scrimmage.
Shotgun formation. Livesay to the right of Randall, who drops back, looks to pass, and just ahead of Curtis goes his pass, incomplete. Will bring up a third down and 13.
It's about as bad of a start as you could ask for Akron. You give up that quick offensive touchdown to Haxtun, and now you've come out and lost yardage and thrown an incomplete pass, and you're behind the sticks on third down and deep in your own territory.
You do have a very talented quarterback, though, in Colton Randall. Split ends, 1 to the far side, 3 to the near, empty backfield for Randall, who takes the snap, drops back, looks to pass, airs it down the field over the head of the single receiver to the far side, and Curtis incomplete. The Akron Rams look like 3 and out is their destiny on the opening drive of this 8-man football state championship.
Now you got to take care of your assignments on this punt coverage. We've seen a lot of big plays in the return game over the last 4 or 5 years at state.
Coleman Farm just inside midfield. The punt is off. It's not even going to get to him. It goes out of bounds in Akron territory near the 40-yard line. So Haxtun with a short field on what they'll spot as the 43-yard line after a punt of 26 yards. So first and 10 for the Haxtun Bulldogs, who went 5 plays to score.
That punt block rush came from the punter's right side, and he wasn't able to step where he wanted to and ended up shanking it.
Cone flanked either side by a back. They'll direct snap to Zach Stats. Stats out to the near side, ushered out of bounds after a gain of about 3.
See if they keep the tempo cranked.
Haxtun is going to go no huddle again. Back to either side of Cone. He'll take the snap this time, hand off to Stats, barrel forward. He's stood up and tumbled down. Tucker Webb ends up with the tackle after a gain of about 4 on the play. And it'll be third down for the Haxtun Bulldogs. They completed a pass for 15 yards on their previous third down play. This is a third down, and we'll call it 3.
Stats got a couple extra yards just because he kept it.
Cone and the senior puts the Haxtun Bulldogs up 2 scores, not even 3 minutes into the game.
I talked with a lot of people after the first time these two met up in the regular season, and the consensus was they maybe woke up a sleeping giant.
Yeah, no question about that. The Haxtun Bulldogs, I don't think they've given up more than 1 touchdown in a game since that 28-24 loss. And coming out with a purpose here, option pitch to Stats, and he's knocked down by Kusel. So going for 2 for a second score in a row, no good. It is 12-0 Haxtun, but the score is 3 plays, 43 yards, and a touchdown. Better does matter when it comes to your electrical work. Call 970-521-1030 for all your commercial, residential, and agricultural work.
And getting back to that point, in that loss, gave up 28 in 5 games since, have given up 28 coming into today. So, yeah, I'd say that defense has been fired up and the fire's still.
Well, and that's the thing, is Haxtun has won 9 state championships in their history. I can't think of a single one. I mean, I didn't see all the ones before I was alive, but this has always been a community built on defense first. And yeah, they go hurry up and they pop off for the touchdowns here, and they're up 12-0. But an Akron team that's averaging like nearly 400 yards a game, over 400 yards a game, -3 yards on the first 3 plays of the game. Cohen puts the boot into it, drills it deep, and it is fielded by Curtis inside his own 5. Curtis bouncing up to the 15, hesitated and swallowed up by the mass of white shirts again at the 18. That's where Akron begins their second drive of the game with 9:03 to go in the first.
Now you're starting to feel that pressure build, and you needed to get something going offensively in that first series and went backwards and with a couple of incompletions. Now the pressure starts to mount, especially with that second touchdown on the board for Haxtun. Still tons of time.
Oh, plenty of time.
I mean, that's an understatement, but you got to get something going.
Shotgun formation, handoff to Curtis on the end sweep, far side. He finds the corner, the 20, the 25, the 30, a stiff arm out past the 35, and he's finally run down out of bounds, and a flag after the play, after the gain of 17.
Didn't see, did the flag actually go up?
Yeah, there was a flag from the far side official that had happened there. It's just a matter of who continued after the play. Because we are in the home radio booth here, we do have access to the PA and ref call in our broadcast.
It looks like they're going to step something off against Akron. No.
It's personal foul signaled on Haxtun.
Okay, they had to go back because the play went out of bounds 5 yards back down upfield, but then the flag ended up finishing off at the 40. So
yeah, where they ultimately went out. So add 15 yards to the end of the 17-yard run.
And Porteous had that huge block to get him to the edge.
Under center goes Curtis. Snap. No, pardon me. It was, it snapped directly back to Curtis. They used Kusel near center. But as a fullback, he's down for a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12.
That offensive line's really going to have to work to get something going in the running game because Haxtun, as always, has some big, thick horses up front.
And split to the near side for Akron. That's Jackson Livesay, Curtis, and Kusel. Option, keep for Randall. Pitch to Kusel. Sidesteps one man to get back to the line of scrimmage, but is pulled down for Haxtun by Seth Seeger, the senior, who is the nose guard.
That play was never going to go well. You can just see Haxtun had it sprung out. Lucky that the pitch didn't get picked off.
Down in 11, they give him a yard on the spot. 7:55 and counting to go in the first quarter. Haxtun leads Akron 12-0. Trips, split, far side. Randall, snap, drops back. Forward he comes. Through the hands of Kusel and incomplete. On that back shoulder as he came through, and it's Seeger with the pressure again. And forced the incomplete pass, 4th down and 11.
Would have had the first down if he'd been able to hold on to it because he was right at the stick.
So Akron down 2 touchdowns already in the 8-man football championship game, has a decision to make. Do they go for it early and set up a short field for a Haxtun offense that's already scored twice? That's what they're going to do. Split 2 to the near, split 2 to the far, empty backfield. Randall takes a snap on 4th and 11. Back near the line of scrimmage, he'll air it out down the middle, and there early on the play for Haxtun was Koberstein. Not quite as early as the pass interference call in the 6-man game, but it was maybe half a sundial early.
Yeah, when he reared back to load it up. The ball kind of floated, and that threw off the timing for the defender.
So pass interference, 15 yards, first down, ball spotted up at the Haxtun 36. Haxtun has given Akron a first down on third down.
2 big penalties on this drive. If you're Akron, you got to capitalize.
Up end far side, direct snap to Curtis with Randall in the backfield with him. Shimmies forward for a gain of 3. Flag comes in the neighborhood of holding. So that will back up the Akron offense. 10 yards.
Caught Bowen for that hold.
Thought it was a good run forward, but obviously that gap in the line of scrimmage was created by the holding call. So unbalanced to the near side. Near center will go Livesay. Direct snap this time to Randall, who steps forward. He's hit, and he tries to throw. The ball gets loose, and Nolan Camacho jumps on it. But I believe they're going incomplete.
Now they're spotting it back there.
That was a fumble and a recovery.
Good pressure by Locke. Once Randall climbed the pocket, Carter Locke was right there to wrap him up, and then the troops rallied.
So the ball's back at midfield, 2nd and 24. With 6:43 to go in the first quarter. 12-0 Haxtun over Akron. Livesay splits near side. Kusel and Curtis. Wingbacks. Snap to Randall. He drops back to pass. Loads up down the middle. He hits Livesay, who's drilled immediately, but forward for 12 to the 38-yard line on the first completion of the game for Akron.
And just enough time to sit in the pocket to let that late developing in-breaking route open up.
3rd down and 12 from the Haxtun 38 for Akron, who's already gone for it on 4th down once on this drive. Trip split near side. Kusel, outside receiver. Curtis, slot, closest to the line. Livesay, empty backfield snap. Randall loads up, finds Curtis. Inside the 25 he goes, pulled down at the 24. Gain of 14 on the play, and an Akron Ram first down.
Had the first, nearly gave it up, trying to make a bigger play, and able to fall forward to keep that first down yardage.
Ball at the 24-yard line, 1st and 10, 2 split far side. Livesay behind Randall in the backfield. Snap, Colton drops back to pass, rolls to his left, loads up across the field, looking for Kusel. Kusel spun to his left, ball went to his right, and the pass incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Gotta say, I didn't get to see the adjustment. I'm kind of blocked here by the corner post, but
you can watch it on the replay on the big screen over there. Just turned to the wrong shoulder, and the ball went the other direction. 2nd down and 10 from the Haxtun 24 for Akron. 2 men in the backfield. Snap and the pitch back to Curtis. Stretched out to the far side. Curtis gets undercut as he gets near the 20. That's Zach Stats with the tackle after a gain of 3, maybe 4 on the play. It'll bring up another 3rd down for the Akron Rams. 1 for 3 on 3rd down in this 8-man championship game with 5 to go in the first. Down 12-0 are the Akron Rams. 2 split to the near side, 1 to the far, empty backfield behind a 4-man line for Randall. Motion across, inside handoff. Nothing doing for Jackson Livesay. Tried to get Haxtun up the field with as many passes as they've already thrown.
Seeger just shot a gap. I recognize what's happening here. I'm going full tilt to the football.
That's the 3rd tackle by my unofficial tally in this game for Seth Seeger. 2 Two split near side on 4th and 6. Going for it near the Haxtun 20 is Akron. Flag. Nope. Timeout by the Haxtun defense.
Well, like we said in the six-man game late, if there's a formation that you haven't seen a lot of, go ahead and take that timeout and make sure you're on the right page.
Our timeouts are brought to you by Bank of Colorado. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online. Visit bankofcolorado.com for all the information today. Bank of Colorado, member FDIC.
Holy craziness.
Yeah, this is about what you expect, and it's kind of the same way the six-man game started for those that didn't join us earlier today on KNAB, where it was just quick hit and then defense kind of took over because of the familiarity between the two clubs. Trip split to the near side on this 4th and 6, out of the timeout for Akron. Snap back to Randall. He rolls. Pressure from Seeger. Throw across the middle. Hits Curtis. Curtis near the 10 has the first down. A gain of 9 on the completed pass. Coleman firm in on the tackle.
Backside pressure, keep knocking him off of his spot, but it's still able to get a good, strong throw downfield.
It's 1st and 10 at the 11. So can't get a first down without a touchdown. 12th play of the drive. Snap and the pitch goes to Randall. Curtis with the snap. Pitch to Randall. Loss of 3 on the play. 2nd down.
Throughout this first quarter now on their second drive, they've been behind the sticks over half of it.
2nd and 14 from the 15 for the Akron Rams with 3:10 to go in the first quarter. 13th play of the drive for the Rams. Livesay split far wingbacks either side of the line. Snap to Randall. Shows the jet. Swings it out far side. For the down end, Mason Porteous running that little flat, and the pass is incomplete, and we go 3rd down again on this drive for the Akron Rams.
I'm sure if that's where he was going or if he was looking at that slant with Livesay.
Livesay ran the slant, you ran the flat off the near end, and they were both kind of in the same zone.
And they were both pretty much open.
Miss again for Randall thanks to pressure. He's already thrown 8 passes in this game. 2 split to the short side of the field. Randall flanked to his left by Livesay. Drops back to pass on 3rd and 14. Through the middle, ball is tipped. Nice bit of defense by Corbin Anderson to tip the 3rd down pass. And we'll see a 4th down once again for the Akron Rams. Their 3rd 4th down on this drive. They got a first down by way of a penalty and a 9-yard completed pass. So technically 2 for 2 on 4th downs, even though that first 4th down didn't actually happen. 12-0 Haxtun, 2:53 to go in the first. Livesay split far side. Now motion for Curtis to slot far side. Looking to pass is Randall across the middle. He finds Curtis, who stretches in for a touchdown. Flag on the play.
It was right where Kuzel was down. I don't know if he screened somebody off or if he got knocked to the floor, the field.
The officials all converge. 2:48 to go in the first.
It's a huge call.
Very huge right here. It's holding defensively on Haxtun, which should be declined, and the touchdown would be good. The White Hat will walk over to Jerome Weirs, the head coach for the Akron Rams, to get clarification. It's the 15th play of the drive. So because of the holding happening behind the play, that will be touchdown good. So a 15-yard touchdown pass with 2:48 to go in the first quarter puts Akron on the board. And then the points after forthcoming here. Direct snap to Curtis, end around to Kuzul, who has a lead blocker from Randall, and he finds the pylon for the score.
Randall got 2 blocks to get him in the end zone.
So Akron, after giving up the first 2 drives, 2 touchdowns to Haxtun, puts together a mammoth, absolutely mammoth drive. 15 plays, 82 yards, capped off by the 15-yard pass for a touchdown.
3 4th down conversions.
3 4th down conversions on the drive. Got 1 by way of penalty, a 9-yard and a 15-yard pass. Man, that is how you change the complexion of a ball game.
Well, and you also have to go back to that early unnecessary roughness after the gain, that 17-yard gain by Curtis. You get just a little too amped up still early, and you let the play carry well out of bounds. Like I say, he went out of bounds at the 35, and the flag came in at the 40. So that's a long time to continue driving somebody.
So the defensive holding is a 10-yard penalty, meaning Akron kicks from midfield. And back to return the kick near his own 5 is Colin Cone, as Mason Porteous will put the boot into it. Cone will watch it bounce into the end zone and take the touchback, as Haxtun will begin their 3rd possession of the game, now leading 12-8 with 2:48 to go in the first quarter.
Now we'll see what Haxtun does on a long field. They've had it at their own 44 and plus territory at the 43, I believe it was.
Points West Community Bank has personal banking, business banking, and investment services open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 774-6141, helping make our coverage possible. So 1st and 10 at their own 20 for the Haxtun Bulldogs. Cone takes the snap, shows the inside handoff to Stats, drops it over the shoulder down the field. He found Corbin Anderson. He's off to the races. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. That's how you answer a 15-yard scoring drive, dropping it right over the top and in for a touchdown.
Akron's defenders could not recover.
80 yards to pay dirt. And just like that, it's a 2-score game again at 18-8.
And I think that was Trent Couts who stumbled and then just never could get back onto his feet in time to make a play.
So going for 2 are the Haxtun Bulldogs. Snap goes directly to Coleman Firm, and he throws it in to the end zone, nearly intercepted. But the ball will drop incomplete, so 3rd unsuccessful conversion for the Haxtun Bulldogs. But Haxtun has now run just 9 offensive plays and have scored 3 touchdowns.
That can be so deflating. You've got to just pick yourself back up and go, hey, it's 1 play. We've already shown we can move the football and just stick to the game plan.
So 18-8 is our tally now after the touchdown pass down the field for the Haxtun Bulldogs. The first passing touchdown, but 2nd pass attempted. 2 passes completed for 95 yards already for Colin Cone. He has 37 yards rushing as well, so he's doing his work offensively in this ball game.
Said he can beat you with his arm too.
See if I can't get our level right for our PA and field mic. Cone will put the boot into it for the Haxtun Bulldogs, and it bounds back. It's fielded at the 11-yard line by Jace Curtis. Curtis gets out to the 20, runs a sprint to the far side, stops and tries to cut back, and he's gobbled up by Chase Goddard and pulled down at the 27-yard line.
Best starting field position so far.
Yeah, they had 2 drives already that started at the 18, so he added another near 10 yards to that. Actually spot him up at the 28, so that's where this will officially begin with 2:29 to go in the first quarter and an 18-8 Haxtun lead over Akron. Wingbacks at Livesay and then split ends, one to either side, empty backfield for Randall. They'll motion Kuzel across, jet sweep keep for him. He goes nowhere. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play. Carter Locke and Koberstein and Coleman Firm all in on that tackle after a gain of a yard.
Haven't been able to get much going laterally, but that's part of your offense. You've got to stick to it, and sooner or later, hope that something breaks.
Second down and 9, under 2 to go in this first quarter of the 8-man football championship game. Livesay split far, Kuzel and Curtis near to the short side of the field. Empty backfield for Randall. They'll move Curtis across, and he becomes the lead blocker on the quarterback sweep. Randall caught and pulled down after a gain of about 4 on the play. A flag comes out, though. We've already had 5 penalties in this game.
Face mask. Wondered if he tackled the headgear.
Face mask on the Haxtun Bulldogs. So Haxtun More penalties for 55 yards now with that face mask to go on the end of the 4-yard run for Colton Randall. And Akron gets their 4th first down of the game, 2nd by way of penalty. Curtis split near. Livesay up end, far side of the line. Kuzel, far side. Snap. Swing pass out near side to Curtis. Slips and falls. Coming back to make the catch. A completion for 7 yards on the play. 4th catch for Curtis. 2nd down and 3.
That back shoulder throw, Curtis able to still get his arms underneath of it right off of the turf.
1:10 and counting to go in the first quarter. 18-8 Haxtun leads Akron. Curtis split near side. Livesay, wing back, far side of the line. Stretch end, far side is Kuzel. Snap, pressure. Under through Kuzel, pressure coming in from Stats. Incomplete. And will bring up a 3rd down for the Akron Rams with 50 seconds to go in the first.
Well, it's a good job by Randall to see that pressure where it was coming from, and he threw it right into the where that blitz came from. Just the defender got a paw on it.
So this is 3rd and 3 at the Haxtun 45. Same formation for the Akron Rams. Curtis. Near side receiver is who Randall's looking for. He'll stop and throw across the middle to Kuzel, but he hopped it in. There is a flag on the interior of that play, though.
He may have been past the line of scrimmage. Or
ineligible man downfield, so that will be on one of the linemen. So they'll back that ball up to midfield. Akron's 3rd penalty of the game, and will redo what was 3rd and 3 is now 3rd and 8.
You get half of it, you probably go for it on 4th.
Already gone for it on 4th 3 times on the last drive. In split to either side, 2 apiece. Snap back to Randall. He'll launch it down the middle and find Curtis. He got more than half of it. He got 20 in total and a first down for the Akron Rams with 36 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Why settle for half when you can get all of it and more.
So it's
And that was that was a contested catch too.
one more play, barring an incomplete pass, to end the first quarter for the Akron Rams, as there's 6-second differential between play clock and game clock. 18-8 Haxtun over Akron. 15 seconds to go in the first, the sixth play of the drive forthcoming. Randall, flanked by Livesay in the backfield. They'll hand off to him, and going nowhere from who else but Seeger. A loss of 5 on the play. Ends the first quarter. It will be 2nd and 15 for Akron at the Haxtun 35 when we come back to Pueblo. 8-man football championship. 18-8 Haxtun on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines comfortable as something that is satisfying and enjoyable. Are you satisfied with the floor in your home? Do you enjoy the feel when you walk around your house? If not, Carpet Comfort Center has the solution. Whether it's the comfortable carpet, the clean laminate, or a combination of the two, the pros at Carpet Comfort Center will help you make your home satisfying and enjoyable. Stop by and get the process started today at Carpet Comfort Center in the Broadway Plaza Shopping Center in Sterling.
As we enter the season of being thankful, Rudy's Tires would like to take an opportunity to let the community know that they're thankful for their continued support throughout the year. Rudy's is a local business that has their community in mind. When people shop local, it's not good just for them, but for the community as a whole. And with tire shops all over Northeast Colorado, when you're in need of tire services, you'll be thankful that Rudy's Tires is there. To find out more, just log on to rudystires.com.
Local sports like no one else on 94.5 The Ranch.
Back to the Thunderbowl and Pueblo we come for quarter number 2. Haxtun leads Akron 18-8, but Akron with the ball, 2nd and 15 to begin quarter 2. Randall drops back, looks to pass, and hits Kuzel down the middle of the field. A gain of 10, 11. He may have even spun forward for 12. First catch of the game for Kuzel. And a 3rd down and 3 will be the result for the Akron Rams. Our second quarter brought to you by Sydney Regional Medical Center. Don't let that injury keep you out of the game. SydneyRMC.com. Trips split near side for Akron. Randall in the backfield. He takes a snap, looking to pass down the middle of the field. He threw it behind his intended target. That was Jackson Livesay, incomplete. And will bring up a 4th down, of which Akron has converted all 3 into something. A penalty gave them a 1st down, and they converted a 1st down on a 4th down last drive, and then they scored on the 4th down in last drive's 15-play drive. This is the 9th play of the drive for the Akron Rams. 4th and 3 at the Haxtun 23. Randall takes the snap. He drops back and airs it across the middle and hits his man. That's Livesay, who slips free and gets all the way down to the 11. A completed pass for 12 yards and a 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 12 with 11 to go in the first half.
4th downs are supposed to be difficult, but
they've turned 4 into 1st downs 4 times. Same formation, 1st and 10. Snap to Randall, looking to pass across the middle. He hits his man, Livesay, but the ball knocked out, incomplete. That was Corbin Anderson on the coverage.
And probably not the worst incompletion there. There wasn't much happening. All you do there is keep the clock rolling.
10:56 to go in the first half. 29th play of the game already run for Akron. Haxtun has run 9, but they've scored 3 touchdowns. Dual wing back, Randall Keith, pitch to Curtis, finds the seam, finds the 5, lowers the shoulder and into the end zone for a touchdown. From 12 yards out, Jace Curtis pops it in and gets the Akron Rams their 2nd consecutive marathon drive that results in a touchdown.
We saw Idalia get a couple of touchdowns off of well-timed option pitches, and right there Randall waits until the last possible second, and then after he drew the defender to him, pitches it outside, and it's just good downfield blocking, and then vision by Curtis.
Akron will go for 2 to try and get within 2. Randall takes the snap, runs to his right, airs it across the back of the end zone. Kuzel lays out but can't pull it in, so no good on the 2-point conversion. It will be 18-14. Haxtun over Akron after an 11-play, 72-yard touchdown drive.
He rushed that. He had him all open in the back of the end zone, just rushed it a half of a hair.
Sterling Health Foods wants to help keep you healthy this cold and flu season. They've got all the supplements you need to stay healthy and a great rewards plan to make it affordable. Stop by south of Sterling on Highway 6. I've been in there. They have a great selection of inventory available for the Christmas holiday as well. Part of the reason that our booth smells like a apothecary, I think.
That's probably one of the best ways to describe it.
Yeah. My daughter, Stacy Black, who's our social media manager, is in when pictures and video and all of our social media for us here today. She walked in, she's like, ooh, it smells like my childhood. Valid. 49 to go in quarter number 2. Akron will kick off after their second consecutive drive that has gone 10 or more plays.
What breeze we had earlier in the afternoon has seemed to have shifted. Now it's at the back of Akron.
It will be a bouncer once again, fielded by Cone at his own 12. Cone slips up the far side and runs into a waiting group of blue jerseys, pulled down at the 28, and that's where the Haxtun Bulldogs will start their first drive of quarter number 2. They went no huddle and scored from 4 yards out. No. Yes, 4 yards out. Dropped in a 34-yard touchdown run and then an 80-yard touchdown pass on their plays so far in this game. First and 10 at their 28. 3-man backfield. Cone going to take the snap, and Akron will use their second time out, as must have seen something they didn't like. I think you have a pretty qualified defensive coach over on that Akron
Yeah,
side.
I'm pretty sure there's somebody who's won a championship or two.
Yeah, Brian Christensen helping out in that assistant capacity after leading Akron to all those 11-man titles. But this is an opportunity for their first title in 17 years. Only the seniors would have been alive the last time that Akron won the title. Not that they haven't been here. They were here last year. They were here those years against Sedgwick County.
Yeah, played them in a couple back-to-back years.
Yeah, like they've had success at the 8-man ranks, but it's been a while since you felt like, hey, this is a team that might have an actual shot as the number 1 seed, already owning a win against the team that they're playing. But you've got to make sure that you're right defensively, because, I mean, 9 plays, 3 touchdowns, that's not a good defensive ratio.
It's almost video game.
Yeah. Well, it's 95 passing yards and 41-45 plus 37, 82 yards rushing. 3-man backfield, split ends to either side, hand off to Coleman Firm. Firm pops free from one man, lowers the shoulder and gets himself out for a gain of 9 on the play. It will be 2nd down and 1. And having
giving him a full 10.
They did give him the first down, so that's the second Haxtun first down of the game. Gets the ball out to the 39, 1st and 10. Quick huddle, but it was at least a huddle for Haxtun. Snap, handoff again to Firm. Firm shimmies forward, out near the 45 he goes. 2nd down and 5, we'll call it, with 10:15 to go in the first half, and an 18-14 Haxtun lead over Akron.
Well, the last 2 plays have been emblematic of Haxtun. The run is finished by the running back.
Snap to Cone, inside handoff this time to Stats, who eludes one man and another, has a blocker, gets free. Finally ushered out of bounds by Randall at the 32-yard line. 23 yards on the play and a first down.
Again, just burst out of there. It's just, they're quick hitters.
1st and 10 at the Akron 32. Snap to Cone. Handoff to Stats. Running to his left this time. Inside the 30 to the 27. A gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 10. Camacho, the defensive end, getting in on that tackle that time for Akron. Three-man backfield again. Cone hands it off. No, keeps it this time. Pulls it out on the quarterback keep. Inside the 20, inside the 15. Finally run down at the 12. A gain of 15 on the play. And another 1st down for Haxtun. Will be 1st down and 10 at the 12-yard line. And a whistle and a timeout.
You have to be so disciplined as a defensive end in this against this attack, because it's give, and then one time you expect to give, it's pull and take it.
Buckeye Welding Supply knows you have questions, and they have the answers, as well as the supplies. 330 South the 11th Avenue in Sterling. 9:11 to go, first half. 18-14 Haxtun with the lead, and in the red zone, 1st down and 10. They've already run 5 plays on this drive. They ran 9 plays prior to this drive. They said, "Oh, we're going to play sustained possession for a while." We can do that too, right? Okay. Well, I guess if you want us to. The Haxtun Bulldogs see Akron take the timeout to try and get that defense right. Coach Christensen will exit the field after the visit with his team. And Haxtun comes out, flanked to his right by Firm, and Stats to his left. The handoff is to Stats. He's gobbled up by Camacho after a gain of 2 on the play. So it's Seeger in the defensive line for Haxtun. It's Camacho in the defensive line for Akron that's doing the great work.
Camacho, just a freshman who has just really helped solidify things on both lines for Akron.
2nd down and 8. Snap. Keep this time for Cone. Cone drilled as he tries to get into the gap. Camacho ends up with the tackle, but it was Curtis who hit him first. And nothing doing for Cone. It'll be a 3rd down for just the 2nd time in this game for the Haxtun Bulldogs.
That's the best they've looked as Akron's defense against the quarterback heap.
I don't know that Haxtun has a kicker, let's be honest. This is 2-down territory. Man flanked either side of Cone, shows the handoff, now looking to pass, airing it into the end zone over the intended target in Chase Goddard. The Haxtun faithful below us want pass interference, but Goddard was the one that instigated that contact.
There was a lot of hand fighting, but it was started by the offense.
In a week, when Haxtun is playing Fleming on the opening night of basketball season, he'd get the rebound by doing that. You don't get a touchdown by boxing somebody out.
Are we talking basketball already?
We are. The Haxtun Bulldogs play Fleming next Friday, and we have Carlisle Classic next Friday right here on the ranch. Snap back to Cone on 4th down, and dropped it off to the man out of the backfield in Stats, and he takes it into the house for a touchdown.
Forgot about him on the little wheel route.
9-yard touchdown pass caps off a 9-play scoring drive with 7:56 to go in the first half. And again, answering a touchdown with a touchdown, but this time with a 9-play touchdown drive for the Haxtun Bulldogs. They'll go for 2 to try and get their first conversion of the evening. Snap, handoff shown to Stath. He is stood up and no good again, so 0 for 4 on the 2-point conversions, 24-14. And how about this number? 9 plays, 72 yards, and a touchdown after 9 plays and 3 touchdowns in the first 3 drives.
They They're showing that they can do it however it's needed. If they get it on the quick strike, great. If not, hey, we can grind it out and we can punish you along the way.
So the Haxtun Bulldogs find the end zone for a fourth time in as many drives, but had to sustain that one after big plays on two of their first drives. This one was set up, quite frankly, after converting a third down into a first down and a fourth down into a touchdown. So those situations for both of these offenses have been very good today.
Well, if you're Akron, you're thinking now, can we take the last 7:56 off the clock here in the half and get the ball back to start?
They can.
They've shown that.
Haxtun will have Cone kick off. Cone. It's a little short bouncer that is fielded by Livesay at the 25-yard line, where he is gobbled up and finally pulled down at the 27.
There were 6 Bulldogs on him there at the end, and he was still just scrapping and scratching forward.
So 1st and 15, the ultimate result. Or 1st and 10. Dang, 6-man. For the Akron Rams. From their own 27-yard line, in split to the far side. 2 men in the backfield. The snap will go to Jace Curtis, who has Randall as the lead blocker and nothing fooling the Haxtun defense. Aiden Starkeybaum in there to come away with the tackle and a loss of a yard.
Had 3 receivers downfield just standing. Nobody got their block.
Maybe a loss of 2 on the play. Backed it all the way up to the 26. Akron will take their time with 7:20 and counting to go in the first half. Trip split to the near side. Empty backfield for Randall. Takes a snap, looks down the field, across the middle for Curtis. Curtis fits into a spot in the zone and makes the catch. A completion for 13 yards and a first down. Akron's 6th first down of this first half at the 39-yard line.
Curtis came in with 31 catches. He may go for half of that again today.
That was his 6th catch already in this ball game. 78 yards and a touchdown. 1st and 10 at the 39 for Akron. 6:40 to go in the first half. 24-14. 2 men in the backfield. It will be a snap to Randall this time and a quick keeper for him to the 40, maybe 41. Gain of a couple on the play. 2nd down and 8.
At least it wasn't much, but at least it's in front of the sticks now.
Well,
They've been behind them so much in staff.
And I think that's one of the important things that you're seeing work in the favor of Akron the last couple drives is they're not in 2nd and 12, 2nd and 14 like they were early. End split to either side. Randall and Livesay in the backfield. Snap to Randall. Drops it off across the middle to where he thought somebody was going to be standing, and the only one there was a white jersey wearing a black helmet. Carter Locke could not come up with the interception. He would have taken it the other way for a touchdown.
He kind of looked at his hands like, how did you fail me?
There's a hole there. They'll come to the sideline.
Coach will say, and you want to run pass patterns?
He gets a pat on the head from the coaching staff. End split to either side. 3rd down and 8. Snap to Randall, loads up, drops it off, far side, and finds Curtis. He's off to the races. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. 58 yards to a score on an explosive play for the Akron Rams.
Hit him on that deep hitch, and then defense gambled, didn't get the pass in history.
Randall loaded up and then just threw an absolute bullet in there for Curtis to be able to pull in to make it 24-20. Akron Rams will go for 2 to again try and get within 2. Trips to the far side, snap, jet sweep, end around to Curtis, tries to turn it into a dive, and Seth Seeger was not fooled. Pulled him down, no good on the conversion attempt. So 24-20 is our score after the 5-play, 73-yard touchdown drive. And we talked about it during our broadcast on KNAB earlier today. I have my Bleckatology system, which is presented to you by Agricultural Accounting. If you're a producer, not an accountant, let them plow through your paperwork. Visit agman.co today. They bring you Bleckatology each and every Tuesday, and part of that is the Scott system, the statistical calculation of 2 teams. And what I do to use that is I put together a Vegas line, essentially. This one was Haxtun -5 with an over-under of 53.5. We're at 44 and still have 5 minutes and 45 seconds
And we
left.
didn't get anywhere close to the over-under on the in the 6-man.
6-man over-under was 73.5, and we finished at 46. So numbers don't tell the story, but they can be part of the story, I guess.
Those 2-point conversions are going to be huge.
Yes, they are. Haxtun has not made a single one. Akron has only made 1. So a kickoff as Cone is back to field the kick from Mason Porteous. It's pulled in by Cone at his own 14. He bounces outside the 25, far side. What a shot in there.
Clay Axtell just pinballing it way down through traffic.
You don't see those kind of tackles on special teams in the NFL anymore with those changes. He just launched himself down there and was able to stop Cone. I think he gets past Axtell. Cone's gone.
It's gone, yeah.
That was a beautiful, aggressive tackle there by Axtell. And Haxtun will start their 5th drive of the game at their own 28. 1st and 10 with 5:39 and all 3 timeouts remaining in half number 1. Field. Take the snap. Gives the off to Stats, who pops out of 1 tackle. 2. Still able to fight forward for a gain of 9.
Stats came in with over 1,360 yards on the season, and he's adding to them pretty quickly.
57 yards on 8 carries and a touchdown. 2nd and 1. To let him carry it again, and he busts free. Past midfield, Randall's chasing him, but he's not going to get him. To the house, it's a Bulldog touchdown. 63 yards to the score for Zach Stats. Five drives, 5 touchdowns. It's now 30-20 with 4:59 to go in the first half. Haxtun leading Akron.
I feel like this might be the time to bring up the Nebraska D2 8-man championship game earlier this week. 70-61.
We're feeling like we might be headed there. 2-point conversion under center. And a quarterback keep. I believe that was Carter Locke that ran the quarterback keep as he went under center. It was Locke with the conversion. So the first conversion good for Haxtun today to make it 32-20. 2 plays, 72 yards, capped off by a 63-yard touchdown run for the Haxtun Bulldogs. You watched the Nebraska D2, which is 8-man football championship game in Nebraska earlier this week, and that was a wild affair, much like this one is getting to go.
Well, yeah, and it's one of 2 divisions of 8-man that they have, and next year they're going to have 3, but that was the all-time highest scoring championship game. I know in D2 history, but I believe they said in state history, and like I say, 70-61, the 2 teams that played for the state basketball championship in the spring, and didn't score as many points as they did in the football game.
Our field photographer, Stacy Blecka, said this is more of a 6-man game than the 6-man game was, and she's not wrong.
No.
32-20 with 4:59 to go in the first half. Haxtun kicking to Akron now with a 12-point lead. Cone puts the boot into it, and it is fielded by Curtis. He drops it and picks it up as his own 5. He is swarmed by a whole pack of Bulldogs, somehow got free, and was tripped up at the 16. That's where Akron will start their 5th possession of the game.
Those times when you have that bobble or the miscue on the kick return, a lot of times you end up with big returns because everybody is focused on, okay, this is the spot and this is the time I'm supposed to be at this spot. And if the timing is thrown off a little bit, that's where you're able to see some big returns.
1st and 10, 4:51 to go. Akron has already used 2 timeouts in this first half. Snap, Randall, inside handoff for Curtis, and he goes absolutely nowhere. 2nd down and 10.
Haven't been able to get much going side to side, now not able to get anything going straight up the gut.
So that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 25 yards rushing is all Akron has been able to put together today. With 4:20 to go in the first half. And split to the near side, it's Kuzel now, only 4 on the play clock. Randall takes the snap, tries to tuck up, Seeger giving chase, drops it down the field for Curtis. Curtis pulls it in and ushered out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So a gain of 17 and a 1st down.
Just no panic. They just know, okay, well, let's just run our routes, take care of the blocking up front. And Randall knows exactly where to move, left, right, or straight up.
Under 4 to go in the first half as he went out of bounds. So it's 1st and 10 at the 33 of Akron for Akron. Livesay up back near the line. Snap to Randall, quarterback sweep, and nowhere. He's pulled down for no gain. 2nd down and 10.
Down to 3. Why did they stop the clock?
They'll exchange ends. Will the Akron Rams. Off the field will come Tucker Webb. Back onto the field will come Livesay. The clock is still not going. I don't know if Randall maybe had an equipment issue that they were tending to on the far sideline as he took a good amount of time. Trips to the far side. Takes the snap, looking to pass. He'll drop it across the middle. Perfect timing, but a good hold on there by Jack Kuzel. As there with the ball was Aiden Starkeybaum. Completion, though, for a gain of 7.
You know, Kuzel had himself a heck of a ball game last year in this matchup.
Yes, he did. He was our player of the game last year as a freshman in the state championship for the Akron Rams. He's split out near side. Slot near side is Curtis. Livesay flanked to the right of Randall in the backfield. Randall drops it over the head of the out route from Livesay and short of Curtis, incomplete.
They both came back to the huddle like, was it for me or was it for him?
And I think it was Seth Seeger creating pressure that created that doubt. Going for it on 4th and 4 with 2:56 to go, maybe. Or maybe they're going to punt. Livesay will put the boot into it, so he boots it off and it bounces out of bounds about the 34-yard line. So a 31-yard punt after Akron is stopped, and Haxtun has the ball with all 3 timeouts, up 32-20 and 2:48 to go before halftime.
Everybody across the field in Akron Blue is craving a stop by this defense.
And split to either side. Cone will take the snap. He shows the handoff to Coleman Firm. He loses a grip on it, and snowed under for a loss of 5 on the play. The first negative play of the ball game for the Haxtun Bulldogs puts them back at the 28-yard line.
It was almost like he rode the mesh point too long.
So second down and 15. They'll go a loss of 5. Snap to Cone, 2 men in the backfield. He'll run the quarterback keep. He eludes one man, but not the next 3 blue shirts that ride him down. He's able to get forward for a gain of a couple on the play. And it will bring up a 3rd down and 13, the longest 3rd down of the game for the Haxtun Bulldogs. They've only had 2 previous 3rd downs.
Yeah, they haven't been behind the sticks much at all today.
1:38 and counting to go in the first half. 32-20. It looks like Haxtun is going to let this one go all the way down before they take the timeout with 1:29 to go and set up their 3rd down play. Well, the explosiveness of this ball game has been very key. We have seen an 80, a 34, and a 63-yard touchdown for Haxtun and a 58-yard touchdown for Akron. 4 of the 8 touchdown plays have been of 35 yards or longer. I remember a state championship game. We were sitting on the other side of the field, the highest scoring 8-man championship game in state history that you and I did together. Sedgwick County and Sanford.
Oh my goodness, yes. Were we over there?
We were there. We were there.
And I don't remember where I was this morning.
I know. We've done a lot of championship games together, and the shenanigans have shenaned again. Idalia took the 6-man title 38-8 earlier today.
I believe I read that's the highest scoring season. I don't know if that's in 6-man or in state history.
Out of the timeout, Haxtun has a 3rd and 13 from their own 30. Direct snap will go to Stats. Stats with a quarterback keep, I guess if you want to call it that. He's able to churn his legs forward for a gain of 8 and make 4th down more manageable should Haxtun elect to go for it. This is a 4th and 4.
I don't know.
I don't
glad
know
somebody
either.
else gets paid to make the calls on plays like this, because
it's going to be the same situation as the 3rd down. J.D. Stone standing on the field. And we'll take the timeout as the play clock runs down under 10.
And take every tick of it you can.
It'll be 39 seconds when he takes the timeout, 38 seconds left in the first half ahead of the 4th and 4th. Well, while we're talking about it, we did mention earlier basketball season starts on Friday. I'm really excited for my opening weekend of the season of high school right here on 94.5 The Ranch. It's the Carlisle Classic. We're in Pete's, the very first game in the newly remodeled Carlisle Gymnasium. Friday at 4 o'clock is a rematch of a Friday at State volleyball game, Caliche and Prairie. The girls, then the boys, and then it will be Pete's North Park on the girls and Pete's Lone Star on the boys to cap off our 4-pack on Friday. And then Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m., we do 4 more games in that Carlisle Classic. So make sure to join us for that right here on 94.5 The Ranch. Haxtun lining up for what appears to be a punt with 38 seconds to go in this first half. Cone is the punter, and he gets a leg into one. Curtis back to return, but it won't get to him. It bounces out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
I think with the 2-score lead, that's a smart play there. Akron, they have 1 timeout left.
1 timeout and 67 yards to go down the field. With 32 seconds, trailing 32-20. Akron does field the second half kickoff. Trips, stretched to the short side of the field. Randall in the empty backfield takes the snap. Seeger creating pressure. Randall looking down the field. He airs it out and seals the deal, does Curtis. Inside the 40 to the 39. 25 yards on the completion. And a first down. Randall will spike it to stop the clock with 19 seconds left.
He trusts Curtis. He just trusts him because there were 3 defenders around that one.
9th catch of the game for Curtis. Full stats, but he's over 150 yards receiving in the ball game already.
Again, came in with 31 catches, 630 some yards, and 6 touchdowns.
You're going to need to take your shoes off to count the number of passes that we've had Akron throw in this game. Twins split to either side, stretched further to the near side, which is the the wide side of the field. Randall drops back. Seeger catches him and pulls him down on a sack. Loss of 5 on the play. Akron going to try and hurry back to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Randall will spike it with 4 seconds left, 2 seconds left.
Well, are they out of timeouts? That was the place to use it.
They might be out of timeout.
Trying to look on the board, I think. Well, it shows they still have one up there.
The board shows 1, but they must not have had any, so it is one final play before halftime on 4th and 15.
Your Haxtun knock everything down. Nobody gets deeper than the deepest.
Twins split to the far, nope, near, single to the far, that's Curtis. Now they go trips with Livesay bunched to the near side. Snap to Randall, he drops back. Here comes Seeger again, hits him as he throws, and the pass sails out of bounds. Incomplete, and that's how we go to the locker room. It is Haxtun 32, Akron 20 in the 8-man football championship game. Halftime show next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Welcome into the box here at the Pueblo Thunderbowl. Well, actually, we're both in the box, but
yeah,
we're down the box to the left from the professionals, I guess we'll call them.
I would say the professionals. I mean, they're getting a heck of a game here to call.
Heck yeah, they're there in the middle of that first half. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight touchdown possessions for both teams.
Yeah, I think the teams forgot that this is 8-man, not 6-man, because this is what I expected in the 6-man game, and this has been fun. Catch your breath after that, man. We saw 52 points scored in the first half of this game. It was fun.
We were comparing it to a couple years ago at state basketball, or it was Simla and somebody else.
Marino, Simla Marino in the third place game.
In the third place, boys game. See, I'm all choked up.
Yeah, and it just, those two teams just kind of squared off and said, hey, we're going to have some fun, and this is what this first half has been so far.
Absolutely. Haxtun got us going a minute 9 into the ball game with a 4-yard touchdown by Stats. That completed a 5-play, 56-yard drive for the Bulldogs. And then they missed a 2-point conversion. They missed the first 4 2-point conversions.
Yeah.
So they left 8 points on the board for the Rams.
Yeah, and just crazy first half. 2-point conversions are kind of the difference. It could be 40-20 right now, but instead we're at a 12-point game. It has been fun.
There for a while, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight touchdown drives that were 70-plus yards in length. We had Haxtun break one off for an 80-yard pass from Stats to Anderson. Other than that, on the Akron side of the ball, it's been Randall and Curtis. It's been their show.
Yeah. I mean, total yardage. We're over 500 yards of total offense by both teams combined in that first half. Haxtun has 326 yards of total offense. Akron with 242. Of that 242 for Akron, 226 coming through the passing attack. Of that 226, 174 coming from Jace Curtis. He is having himself a first half. And for Haxtun, $124 coming from Zach Stats on the ground, 104 coming from Colin Cohn passing in the first half. And Zach Stats, 3 total touchdowns in that first half. What a game! What a first half! Because wow is all I can say. And I'm interested to see what Kerry and Ben have to say about this first half as well.
We're looking through the glass over at them, and they're look at Ben's face like, what is going on here?
Yeah, that was just one of those first halves that you just. That's what I expected this game, and it's been fun.
It's going to be a shootout the rest of the way, folks. Akron will receive the second half kick coming out of the halftime. they wasted their third timeout, which I think came down there at the end. They wasted it with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. And then there at the end, they had to spike the ball twice.
Give up 2 downs. Yeah, and that sack they took killed 20 seconds off. And quick stat here, too, for Colton Randall. He had 28 passing attempts in that first half. Just 2 different styles of play here. Haxtun is definitely defensively has forced Akron to throw the ball. And the other way, Haxtun offensively is kind of doing a little bit of what they want offensively, kind of running the ball. They did get a stop, Akron's defense did, but this second half, I think we're in for some fireworks. It's still a close game. Akron gets the ball to start the second half, and that first possession might tell us what this second half is going to entail.
It will. We'll see what happens. Haxtun, they did what we told them they had to do. They had to keep Randall at bay, and they have so far. Well, what's he at? Because he threw for 309 against him the first time.
He's at 226.
So he's nearly almost there. But, hey, we got to send over the professionals. Looks like they're ready to go
Yep.
over there. We'll send it over to Ben and Kerry. They'll get you more stats, and get ready to go for the second half here. Akron trails Haxtun 32-20 at the half here at the state championship at the Thunderbowl.
Yeah, in my mind before the game, I was thinking, can Randall have a good game not out of necessity?
Yeah.
If it can just be natural flow of the game and it's just, where you're getting stuff off of your play action, if you're getting something going on a ground game at all, and just instead of where you're behind the sticks constantly, you're throwing into double and triple coverage, and people are still making plays. Jace Curtis, holy cow.
Yeah, Jace Curtis, 9 catches, 178 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 carries, 30 yards, and a touchdown. That is 15 touches for 208 yards of offense and 3 scores for the Akron Rams. He performed well in the first half. He did his job, and he's probably got 5 or 6 tackles defensively.
And imagine what the numbers could look like if Seth Seeger wasn't balling out the way he has been for Haxtun on defense. He has just been a man possessed.
Well, yeah, 17 total rushing yards in the first half for the Akron Rams. 7 plays have gone for negative yardage, and only 2 plays have gone for more than 3 yards in this first half. That was the touchdown run of 12 and the 17-yard run by Curtis earlier. Everything else has just been bottled up because Haxton's defensive line has shut down that aspect of Akron's game.
Yeah, I wondered if Akron could go toe-to-toe with them in the trenches, and so far in the first half, that's a no.
Yeah, they have not been able to control that line of scrimmage. That's where Haxton's been able to be dominant so far on defense. But they've also been dominant on offense. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll run down Haxton's offensive numbers as they lead the Akron Rams 32-20. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Plumbing problems are no fun. You know there's going to be a lot of cleanup work to do and you're not really sure where to start. The place to start is B&J Plumbing. Call 970-522-3828 and B&J Plumbing will help you out with that plumbing problem. Since 1961, Sterling has trusted B&J Plumbing for all of their plumbing needs, and now you can too. Call 970-522-3828 and trust B&J Plumbing for all your plumbing about it.
Why? Because the cold never bothered me anyway. Let it go, let it go.
Equitable Savings and Loan is proud to be sponsoring high school sports announcements and support our athletes. As fall and winter arrive, it's also a great time to review your home loan options. With over 70 years of experience lending in this area, they understand local property values, neighborhoods, and market trends. Stop by and speak with them. They're always happy to answer your questions and help you explore your financing options. Equitable Savings and Loan. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
In spite of popular rumor, your health still matters, and it matters a lot at Sterling Health Foods. It matters so much that they've created a rewards plan where the more you buy, the more you save. Don't skimp on your health just because you don't think it's affordable. At Sterling Health Foods, they're just as proud of your health and well-being as you are. So stop by and see for yourself. Still open, still caring, and bending over backwards for your health. Sterling Health Foods, open Mondays through Saturdays until 5 p.m. south of Sterling on Highway 6.
Equitable Savings and Loan is proud to be sponsoring high school sports announcements and support our athletes. As fall and winter arrive, it's also a great time to review your home loan options. With over 70 years of experience lending in this area, they understand local property values, neighborhoods, and market trends. Stop by and speak with them. They're always happy to answer your questions and help you explore your financing options. Equitable Savings and Loan. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Award-winning sports coverage with 94.5 The Ranch.
We welcome you back on the Eastern Plains Sports Network at halftime. The Haxtun Bulldogs lead the Akron Rams 32-20. I'm Ben Blecka alongside Kerry Sherman. We talked about Haxtun and the defense of Seth Seeger and what he's been able to do in the trenches defensively, but also offensively. 219 yards of offense in this ball game. He's not always a part of that offensive line. It's other guys, but the guys that are unsung heroes are the guys that are doing the blocking. J.D. Stone calls them the line dogs, and to go 219 on the ground in the first half, that's impressive.
That's I knew the number was getting up there, but that's even higher than what I was expecting. Like I say, they've done such a good job of keeping Akron off balance. Again, you have to be so disciplined as an end, with that quarterback give. Is it give? Yeah, and the one time you expect it to be a give, it's a take, and it goes big for Cone. Otherwise, it's just been, hitting them with the sledgehammer. I noticed they come out with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. That's what their running game is. They're just hitting you over and over again like a sledgehammer.
Between Cone, who has 5 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown, plus 104 yards passing and 2 scores.
They're capable of and play to their averages. It's going to be a ball game, and they're playing to their averages.
But I think the one thing that is greatly underappreciated is how great both of these coaches are, and these coaching staffs as a whole. Yes, J.D. Stone is the head man, and Jerome Weirs is the head man for Haxtun and Akron, respectively, but their entire staff, Ryan Christensen on Akron, all the guys that are on this Haxtun team, that know what it's like to be in this game. This second half is going to be a different half than the first half. I still think we see our touchdowns, but much like in the 6-man game earlier today, defense reigned supreme in the second half, and I think whichever team makes the better defensive adjustment to what you're doing, handling the sledgehammer for Haxtun, handling the big passing game for Akron, whichever defense can find a way to make an impact early is going to be able to win this ball game.
And it'll be Haxton's defense on the field first, as Akron won the toss and deferred. Akron has to win the first 4.
Yes.
They have to win the first 4 of this third quarter, down by 2 touches.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and much like we said with Stratton right out of the gate in the 6-man game earlier today, they have to score first in the second half. You have to find a way, and Idalia came up, even though they set the state scoring record in the 6th.
Something going here, that helps, but Haxtun, one takeaway, and they might run away.
Yeah, there was a huge sack late that I think really kind of changed this game. It felt like Akron had enough time, and then Seth Seeger gets in and gets that sack and shuts down the final drive as Haxtun comes out of the locker room heading to the second half. They lead Akron 32-20. We'll take a break and come back for second half action next. It's the 8-man football state championship game on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Plumbing problems are no fun. You know there's going to be a lot of cleanup work to do and you're not really sure where to start. The place to start is B&J Plumbing. Call 970-522-3828 and B&J Plumbing will help you out with that plumbing problem. Since 1961, Sterling has trusted B&J Plumbing for all of their plumbing needs, and now you can too. Call 970-522-3828 and trust B&J Plumbing for all your plumbing problems. Built for big engines and even bigger futures. There's never been a higher demand for professional diesel mechanics to keep vehicles running smoothly. NJC's diesel technology program teaches students about everything from basic repair to diagnostics and troubleshooting, equipping them to work with companies that serve our nation and world. Get your process started today by visiting njc.edu/admissions. Hands-on learning, hometown support, limitless potential. Your future starts at NJC.
Hey, Bull, what's up? Dang, it's cold in here. Oh, hey, Jay. Yeah, just, chilling. Seriously? Is the heater running? I don't know, but I guess you better go catch it if it is. No joke. If you're having electrical issues this winter, call us at Better Electric. 970-521-1030. The last thing we want is for you to be left in the cold.
Hey, Jay, if you can't fix the heater, man, don't worry about it.
Why? 'Cause the cold never bothered me anyway. Let it go, let it go.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and up at the shop, Santa wasn't wrapping, he was welding nonstop.
Hold that arc steady, Elf.
Because even Santa knows the best welding gifts aren't at the North Pole. They're at Buckeye Welding Supply in Sterling. The biggest selection and smartest staff in Northeast Colorado. Tools, gear, safety swag, and more.
So dash away all to 330 South 11th Avenue and spark some holiday magic.
Buckeye Welding Supply, where Santa shops for welders.
Western Engineering Consultants have been busy with new local projects that keep our community moving forward. Prairie Park ball fields for t-ball, softball, and baseball. The City of Brush Coney Bridge storm improvements. An expansion to Petty's Park driving range. The Colorado Cold Connect project, and more in the works. From residential, commercial, schools, aviation, and more, there's no better choice for engineering than Western Engineering Consultants. Check them out online at westerneci.com or call Chad 303-913-7341.
Agricultural Accounting is your partner in achieving financial freedom. Do you know how much risk you should take? How much you should save for retirement? How about for your children's education? Do you really know the tax code? How about estate planning? Agricultural Accounting does, and they'll get your questions answered in a fast and accurate manner. You're a producer, not an accountant. Let the team at Agricultural Accounting plow through your paperwork. Schedule a consultation online at eggman.co or call 970-454-2471.
When your body is injured, trust the talented Sydney Regional Medical Center Orthopedics team. Our specialists are dedicated to diagnosing and treating spine disorders, sports trauma, podiatry issues, and acute and chronic degenerative injuries. Whether you're dealing with sports injuries or need a total joint replacement, we've got you covered. Our team of professionals have experience helping patients of all ages. To learn more about our comprehensive orthopedic services, visit sydneyrmc.com or call 308-254-5825.
Sports like no one else on 94.5 The Ranch.
Back to Pueblo as we head to the second half, a 32-20 lead for the Haxtun Bulldogs over the Akron Rams in this 8-man football championship. I'm Ben Blecka alongside Kerry Sherman. Kerry, we talked about it in the first half. The basketball season officially gets underway for all of our area high schools on Tuesday. They can play their first games on the 2nd of December. We'll have Sterling and Yuma on 105.7 KPMX. Talked about the Carlisle Classic on Friday. We also have the NJC Holiday Basketball Tournament. You'll be doing the topside tip-off on KNAB. You open up with Cheyenne Wells and Flagler on Friday night. We're going to have some great December basketball for you, as there's no break.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, the boys getting to watch Corey Hill, who's already committed right here.
Yes, to Pueblo.
And he's just a joy to watch. And then on the girls' side, I think Flagler is going to be sneaky good this year. And Cheyenne Wells, they've done quite a bit of damage the last couple of years. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do without Paige Reeser.
Yes.
She had such a great career over the last 4 years there. I'm really excited about that. And then 3 days in Goodland. I mean, that's just top level competition for our Burlington Cougars and Lady Cougars.
Yeah, there are going to be so many great games that we have coverage of. We did put our schedule up on social media a few days ago, and we're going to see some great basketball all season long. You also have High Plains and Stratton before break. So you know, there's enough and enough of great stuff. And I would like to invite you, if you've not given us a follow on Spotify for the Eastern Plains Sports Network, to do that. We have 2 pages for you: the Eastern Plains Sports Network Spotify podcasting channel and the Eastern Plains Sports Network Spotify game archive channel. Both available for you. We'll have these games up in full tomorrow, the 6 and the 8-man games that we've done today. And Tuesday, I'll have a brand new Bleckatology where we will break down the high school basketball for our 30 Eastern Plains Sports Network high schools and the preseason rankings that are out as well as the on-the-mat wrestling rankings. I don't have the Bleckatology formula for wrestling. I've not created that one yet. Give me time. But we do have the basketball one that I probably need to plug in some more numbers for to be able to put together. But we break it all down for you. Eastern Plains Sports News on Mondays. Eastern Plains Sports Network's Bleckatology presented by Agricultural Accounting on Tuesdays. Inside Northeastern, all about NJC on Wednesdays. A brand new Eastern Plains Sports 20 where we're giving away tickets to go see CU-UNC men's basketball. All you have to do is pick the 20 featured games each and every week. We open that up on Tuesday. That podcast is Thursday, and Eastern Colorado Insider on Fridays. Nowhere else do you get this much comprehensive look at local sports as you do on the Eastern Plains Sports.
It's just ridiculous. I don't know how you create extra hours in the week. You sure do. I mean, you're some kind of magician or something.
The young lady that was in the booth that is handling our pictures and videography has been a wonderful piece to what we do on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Stacy Blecka
does amazing work.
She organizes my life. She makes me look good. I tell everybody I handle how we sound. She handles how we look. And well, we're glad to be able to do it for all 30 of our area schools.
30. Wow.
Yes. 30 schools across the Eastern Plains of Colorado plus NJC. Actually 32 if you throw Pawnee and Liberty in there, both of whom have varying sports but not the major sports that we cover.
That's about what?
It's about a tenth.
I was going to say about a tenth of the programs in the state.
Yep, 365 member institutions from the Colorado High School Activities Association. This last week on Bleckatology, I broke down the CLOC, the head count for the 26-28 recycle. Tried to make that understandable for you, and we have, I think it was about 9,600 athletes that are in our coverage area, if my memory serves me correct.
Wow, that is crazy.
You can go listen to that podcast on Spotify. As we head to the second half, it is brought to you by Points West Community Bank and Haxtun. A huge shout out to them for making all of our Haxtun broadcasts possible. Haxtun will kick going from our right to our left as the second half gets underway, and Cone boots it back deep, fielded by Curtis at his own 8-yard line. He bounces out far side and zigs forward to the 20, and that's where he is pulled down after a return of about 12 yards.
Haxton's coverage team has been on point tonight. They have limited Akron to just about 15 yards per return.
They've definitely backed them up in their own territory. 1st and 10 from the 20. As Randall takes the snap, and he'll run the quarterback sweep, and he is drilled. No, he gets free somehow and tosses it over the head of Livesay far side. Seeger hit him. Randall threw a stiff arm and pushed him down and was able to get his legs free. Then got open and threw an incomplete pass far side over the hands of a wide open Jackson Livesay.
There was not a white jersey on that half of the field. Livesay would still be running if he caught it.
32-20 as we begin the second half, and a 2nd down and 10. Shortest scoring drive of the first half for Akron was 5 plays. 2 split to the near side, snap to Randall, loads up and pulls back, drops it across the middle, pass caught and immediately hit by Corbin Anderson is Livesay. Gain of 4 on the completed pass. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Much harder catch than the one before, but sometimes there is such a thing as being too open.
Yeah, there definitely is. And especially on a broken play like that first play was. Yeah. 1 split to the far side, that's Kusel. 1 split to the near side, that's Curtis. Wing back is Livesay. Randall takes the snap. 2-man pressure up the middle. He'll drop it into the hands of Curtis and hit as he tried to catch the ball by Kaden Koberstein. And the pass is incomplete, and it looks like Akron has gone 3 and out on their first possession of the second half, like they did in the first half.
Koberstein will drop deep, I believe.
Koberstein will be punted to, and a move of the ball interiorly by the center. Jax Kusel is the special teams Oh, it was Couch that was jumped, so it was not the move of the ball. It was Couch in that blocking regard that was flagged. Fourth penalty for Akron. So punting from inside his own 10 now is Livesay. Livesay gets the boot into it. End over end, it goes out of bounds just beyond the Akron 40. So Haxtun is set up in Akron territory for their first drive of the second half, leading 32-20.
Haxtun can take a huge step towards that title if they can punch one in on this possession. Go up by 3 scores.
We said the first drive for each would be very key in this second half. Stats to the left of Cone as they motion out of that. Give to Stats, and he pops up the middle. Take it to the house, young man. 40 yards to score.
Got somebody starting to separate himself for player of the game.
Yeah, no doubt about that. 11th carry, now 166 yards and 3 touchdowns. With 10:42 to go in the third quarter, it is now 38-20 Haxtun, and they'll go for 2. They only succeeded 1 time in 5 scores in the first half.
That touchdown run pushed him over 1,500 on the season.
Trip split far side, empty backfield. Cone takes the snap. He throws off the back leg and drops it in for the score. Aspen Starkeybaum is able to pull that in. So make that a 40-20 lead now for the Haxtun Bulldogs. And you get that 3 and out, and then bang one play to a touchdown. Completely changes the complexion of this ball game.
And again, that's all about assignment football, trying to make sure that you're filling your gaps and taking away the quarterback run. Well, whoever had the assignment of taking care of the give wasn't in that gap, and Stats made quick work of that touchdown run. That, like I say, puts him over 1,500 yards and 22 touchdowns on the season. I think he may end up being the CHSAA most outstanding player.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Gabe Kechter was that in the 6-man game earlier today. We, of course, had our own co-players of the game, Broderick Kite and Edward Keller. You can see the interview on the Eastern Plains Sports Network Facebook and Instagram pages right now of 2 incredible young men.
They were excited to have that interview, too.
Yes, no doubt about that. Cohen will put the boot into it, end over end. It will be fielded by Livesay this time at his own 9. Livesay pops free, gets forward, and near the 30. That's the best return of the night for the Akron Rams, a return of 20 yards.
Putting that second return man back splits the field for the coverage team, because you're not, even though you know which way you're supposed to be kicking, the ball doesn't always go that way, so you're having to take those lanes differently than if just a single safety.
Livesay up back near the line of scrimmage. Randall and Curtis in the backfield. Hard snap count from Randall got Haxtun to jump. That was the only problem Haxtun had in the first half. 4 penalties for 55 yards. So it is 1st and 5 now out at the 34-yard line. Snap will go to Randall, quarterback keep, and gobbled up by the Haxtun defense, able to push himself forward for a gain of 1 yard, maybe 2 on the play.
That was all Colton Randall on that one, because there was nothing available, and he was still able to surge forward for 2.
40-20 Haxtun, split in near side. That's Jax Kusel. Livesay and Curtis around Randall in the backfield. They'll pitch to Curtis, who runs the sweep near side, caught and dropped near the sticks. I believe that was Coleman Firm that came up with the tackle, and they will give Akron their 9th first down of the game, a gain of 3. 1st and 10, near the 40-yard line now.
2 minutes in to quarter number 3. Kusel split far side, so they flip the form. Livesay to the now left of Randall, and Curtis behind him. Snap, show the inside handoff, pitch back to Curtis, who counters to the weak side. Doesn't matter, swallowed up, making the hit and forcing the pitch off. That was Carter Locke with the penetration, and a loss of 4 on the play.
Yes, sir.
2nd down and 14 behind the sticks again. Go the Akron Rams.
Was looking for 51. He was about to eat on that play, too.
Yeah. Austin Knox, the other defensive lineman, alongside Seeger. They press up the middle. Akron contains them. Randall airs it out down the field. Curtis goes up, and an even better bit of defense for Kanan Koberstein. Ball tipped incomplete, and will bring up a 3rd down and 14.
Had his eyes locked on Curtis's eyes, and as soon as you can see him get bigger, just go up, put the arms up, and not make contact, no face guarding. Just a very well-timed defensive play.
Haxtun shut down Akron on the first drive in this second half, and have continued in this second one, unlike the second drive of the first half, where Akron marched down 15 plays, but they did convert 3 fourth downs on that drive. This is just a measly 3rd down.
They're not going to get the playoff.
Nope. Timeout will have to come from Coach Weirs on the Akron bench, and they did not get everybody to the allotted spot. In a game you trail by 20 with 8:57 to go, that's kind of an early timeout that you probably shouldn't have to use.
So the call didn't get in until 10 seconds left on the clock. It took too long to get it in, but I want to go back to that previous defensive play by Koberstein. Akron had 2 receivers running almost identical routes. They were at the same level, and you brought a 3rd defender over there. Somebody ran the wrong route. Had to have on that play. But I still, man, heck of a play by Kanan.
So out of the timeout, Akron has a 3rd and 14. It will be Carter Locke as the nose guard this time, or the deep down end alongside Seeger. Knox has come to the sideline. Trips far side, Randall pushing. There's Seeger chasing him down and catches him. Flings him down inside the 20 at the 19. A 2nd sack in the game. This one a loss of 16. They'll put it back out at the 22, but still a loss of 13.
4th down and forever. They've got to get it out close to midfield. 27.
So Livesay will punt. Puts the boot into it. Fielding it in Akron territory is Koberstein, and Koberstein inside the 40 to the 39 will give Haxtun, who already leads 40 to 20, the ball in Akron territory for a 3rd time today. Haxtun.
They can smell it.
Yeah,
they're smelling like sharks.
They are primed. There is a swagger about them as they walk to the line of scrimmage. Stats, motions, out, and a fumble, a mis-exchange between Stats and Cone.
And Camacho falls on it.
There's a defensive lineman that is able to pick that up, so a fumble.
Maybe too much swag.
I said a turnover felt like it might be able to sway this one, and this is a much-needed turnover if Akron's going to stay in this game down 20. 8:09 to go, 3rd quarter, 1st and 10 from their own 42. Snap to Randall. Inside handoff, Livesay. He pops free, gets a 1st down and then some. Pulled down at the 41 of Haxtun. That's a gain of 17.
Just his third carry of the game and a first down for Akron, their 10th of the contest.
Stats saved a lot bigger run, too, because if he doesn't bring that tackle down, it's at least 10 to 15 more yards for Livesey.
First and 10 from the 42. Up man at the line of scrimmage. Direct snap to Curtis. He gets inside the 40 to the 39. Gain of 3 on the play. Second down and 7.
About the only time they've gotten any kind of yardage going laterally is when Randall is the lead blocker.
Yeah, when they run that Livesey as a tight fullback, and then you direct snap to Curtis, so you have essentially 2 men plowing the way. 2 split to the top side. Livesey behind Randall. They'll hand off to Livesey, who pops free far side, and he's cut down by Stats for a loss of a yard as he tries to bounce it to the sideline.
He just keeps his initial path. He's going to pick up 3 or 4 yards. Instead, trying to make a bigger gain, he ends up losing yardage.
40-20 Haxtun over Akron. 6:45 to go in the third quarter of the 8-man football championship. Flip the formation, 2 wide near. Livesey to the right of Randall. Drops back and looks to pass. He settles it into the hands of Jax Kuzel. Kuzel fights forward and gets all the way to the 30 for a gain of 11 and a first down for the Akron Rams. They convert a third down into a first down for a third time in the game.
Randall could throw for 400 today, and it may not be enough. We've got to get something going here. Got to knock this one in and then get a defensive stop.
Livesey split far side, wingbacks on the line of scrimmage. They'll motion Curtis and run the option. Randall pitches to Curtis, stretch far side, chopped down by who else but Stats. Once again, no gain.
He's taken over offensively, and now he's starting to take over defensively.
It's in the DNA of the Stats family. Second down and 10 at the Haxtun 30 for Akron, halfway through the third quarter. 2 wide split to the near side. Livesey gets the inside handoff out of the shotgun and busts free. He got nearly 10, maybe right at 10.
They're saying move the chains.
12 first downs in the game for the Akron Rams. First and 10 in the red zone at the 20-yard line.
He is running the ball hard in this drive.
Randall trots the play into the huddle. Akron's got things in much quicker since the timeout earlier. 2 wingbacks, 1 to either side. Livesey split. Jet sweep handoff to Kuzel. Kuzel cuts up inside the 15. Pulled down by Coleman Firm after a gain of 6 on the play. They've used Kuzel in a wide range of ways. 3 catches for 30 yards. Now 4 carries for 4 yards. He's been targeted on 6 of the incompleted passes. He's split wide out far side, slot. Far side is Curtis. Show the inside handoff, and then a quarterback keeper. Colton Randall inside the 10. He steps out of an arm tackle, stretches for the pylon, but I do not think he got there. He stepped out at the 3-yard line, so a gain of 10 and a first down for Akron.
That was a nifty bit of ball handling there. He had most of that defense fooled into thinking he had actually handed it off.
First and goal from the 3 for Akron on the 9th play of the drive. Randall takes the snap, inside handoff to Livesey, stacked up and dropped, but he did push forward for a gain of a yard.
That is just tough sledding when you're that close to the end zone.
They got the defensive ends knocked and Seeger blocked, but the linebackers all shot the gap. Second and goal from the 2, 4:20 to go in the third, 40-20. Haxtun over Akron. Akron trying to get into the end zone. Counter keep for Randall, lowers the shoulder and bullies his way into the end zone, running over the top of the Haxtun defense. He plowed Starkey Bomb down to the turf and in from 2 yards out for the score.
Quarterback naked counter. I don't think I've seen that one at any level before.
4:11 to go in the third quarter. It's now 40-26, and a conversion attempt forthcoming for the Akron Rams. They're 1 for 3 on conversions. Randall with trips out. He runs the quarterback draw, then slings it in, and it nestles into Kuzel's hands for the 2-point conversion.
Over 2 sets of arms from the defenders. And like you say, nestled, and it's a perfect description for it.
So back within 2 touchdowns comes Akron on the 10-play, 58-yard scoring drive to make it 40-28. Following a fumble on the exchange between Cone and Staff, when it looked like Haxtun was going to be able to put the nail in the coffin. This is a brand new 8-man football championship ball game.
I'll tell you what, tomorrow, 1A and 2A are going to have they're going to have their hands full trying to match what we've seen here today in 6-man and 8-man. There's a slate, though, that could do it. I mean, Lyman and Buena Vista, first time they played this year, Lyman led 10-0 at half, gave up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and lost 13-10. And this was supposed to be the down year for Lyman, like this was supposed to be a rebuilding year for Akron. And
not the case.
No.
Although I think both games tomorrow are going to be 2 yards in a cloud of dust or a cloud of turf. I don't think anybody can outdo the offense we've seen. Colin Cone backfields the kick. He pops free outside the 30 to the 35, finally pulled down at the 37, but a flag flew in the midst of that return that is in the neighborhood of holding. Jackson Livesay looks like he's banged up coming off of that tackle on the return. Flag is back at the 26-yard line, so this will be holding and march back to the 16. So at the 16 is where we will go, first down and 10 with 4:02 to go in the third quarter for the Haxtun Fighting Bulldogs. Shotgun formation, Cone flanked to his right by Stats, to his left by Coleman Firm in the Red Seas part. He has the first down, past midfield. Livesay chases him down, ultimately shoving him out at the 41. That is a 43-yard gain for Coleman Firm, and a first down for Haxtun, just their 5th of the game.
Just starting to gash and bat up the gut and then pop it outside.
That's the 6th play in this ball game of 20 yards or greater for the Haxtun Bulldogs. First and 10 at the 40. Same formation, snap, inside handoff, Coleman Firm pushes forward for 2. Firm now at 6 carries for 84 yards. It will be second down and 8 for the Haxtun Bulldogs.
Anderson got a nice block on Camacho that helped pick up those 2 yards, because otherwise Camacho had him stoned at the line.
3:25 and counting to go in the third quarter. 40-28, Haxtun leads Akron. Same shotgun formation, aligned backfield. Cone in the middle takes the snap, gives it to Stats. Stats pops free, hurdles a man, and he's gone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. With 3:02 to go in the third quarter, Zach Stats in from 38 yards out. His 4th touchdown rushing today, his 5th touchdown overall.
Yeah, I think he's cemented that player of the game.
Yeah, there's no doubt with what he's put together there, although I believe we'll have maybe 2, depending on how the rest of this one goes.
He just scorched through that line so quickly.
He's pulled down on the conversion attempt, so it'll be 46-28 with 3:02 to go in the third quarter. Lead is 18, so that's still just three scores. You know, it was a critical conversion there to try and get that up to a fourth score. That's just three scores right there.
Yeah, and again, Camacho makes the tackle on the failed try. I've just been so impressed with that young man, the way he's just anchored both lines, and you know, to go toe to toe with the lines that Haxtun puts out there. You're doing something if you're getting your name called in a positive way.
You're listening to the 8-man football state championship game on 94.5 The Ranch, KCGC Marino, 945theranch.com, and the TuneIn radio app. I'm Ben Blecka alongside Kerry Sherman. 3:02 to go in the third, 46-28 is the lead. Because of all of these scores, we have 11 touchdowns in this game. This game's taking its time in happening today. Colin Cohn will kick. 2 men back to return. It's Livesay and Curtis again. After unsuccessful returns early in this game, they'll boot it to the left side, fielded by Livesay at his own 10. Great coverage down the field. He throws it back near side to Curtis, who pops free and up the near side. One man to beat. He throws a stiff arm, and the stiff arm held him up long enough that he got near midfield on the throwback at the 46. Akron will have their best starting field position of the day after some trickery on the return.
You could see Curtis hanging back, and one blocker also hanging back with Curtis as they waited for Livesay to get up the field just far enough to make that backwards pass, and had the Bulldogs outflanked.
Wing back either side, handoff to Curtis, who is the near side wing back. He pushes forward for a gain of 4 on 1st and 10. Make it 2nd and 6 with the ball at midfield.
I think that was Stats on the tackle again.
There's a lot of great defense being played by this Haxtun team. Akron splitting ends to either side. Curtis near, Kuzel far. Livesay on the line of scrimmage. Randall with the out route. He finds Curtis, who gets near the sticks. Gain of 6 on the completed pass. That's his 10th catch for 184 yards on the day for Jace Curtis.
Yeah,
he's having a great day.
He has. I mean, like I said, come in with 31 catches, and
he's got 36 rushing yards as well, so he's over 200 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns. Wing back to either side, split in far side is Livesay. Randall takes the snap, shows the inside handoff to Kuzel. Home run ball down the far side and intercepted. Going up and making the pick at the 15. Who else but Zach Stats in one-on-one coverage?
He is just seriously just put this game on his back and is dragging it towards the end line.
So a fumble by Haxtun got Akron back within 2 scores. Then Haxtun answers back, and now an interception with 1:41 for Haxtun. Inside handoff to Coleman Firm. He pushes out to the 21, a gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6.
The Stats doesn't run like your typical linebacker.
No.
I mean, he's shown that on when he's got the ball in his hands.
And it's one of those tough formations to defend with the wingbacks where you really kind of need some speed at the line of scrimmage. Trips again, 2 to the far, 1 to the near. Cone with the keep. He fights forward for a gain of 1 yard on the play and will bring up a 3rd down.
Final minute of the quarter.
Lead is 18 for the Haxtun Bulldogs, who are the defending state champions in the 8-man football classification and on quest for their 10th title in program history. After beating these same Akron Rams 46-20 last year, it's 46-28, and They're letting the clock run all the way down and will take a timeout with 24 seconds remaining in the third quarter ahead of their 3rd down and 5.
We saw Idalia get its 9th 6-man title, denying Stratton what would have been its 11th total title. And Akron still trying to get number 1 in 8-man. Had that nice little run of 3 in a row to close out. What was it, 7? I think it was 7 previous titles.
Well, and what's interesting about these coaches in this game is both played for state championships. For J.D. Stone, it was at Fleming in John King's first year. He played in the title game. And for Coach Weirs, he played for Coach Christensen. When he was at Akron. So not exactly alma mater for J.D. Stone, but from the area. And I saw Coach King down here to support his former player. He was also here to watch the 6-man game. 3rd and 5 with 24 seconds to go in the third, out of the timeout. Cone in the line backfield. He takes the snap, inside handoff. Coleman firm, pushes forward. Did he get down before the first down marker? They stop the clock and say he did not. That is a first down for Haxtun. So Coleman firm, a gain of 5. And Haxtun will not have to run another play in this third quarter, and they won't. They'll take a 46-28 lead to quarter 4 against the Akron Rams. This is the 8-man football championship game on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
In spite of popular rumor, your health still matters, and it matters a lot at Sterling Health. We all have something that hurts, whether it's age-related, athletic-related, or a combination of. Sterling Health Foods has all the pain remedies, supplements that aid in swelling and other painful side effects, and even have the combined supplements to make sure you're not taking too many pills. So stop by and see for yourself. Still open, still caring, and bending over backwards for your health. Sterling Health Foods, open Mondays through Saturdays until 5 p.m. south of Sterling on Highway 6.
If you're thinking of changing out your irrigation pumping system, don't wait until the last minute when your crops are suffering. Let Coons Pump and Well Supply in Atwood repair your pumping system to the way it performed when it was new. Or if you're having problems with your domestic or livestock wells, just give a call to the experts at 970-522-2035. Coons Pump and Well Supply in Atwood to solve all your well problems. They've been serving eastern Colorado for over 38 years. License 1322.
The Eastern Plains Sports Network is 94.5 The Ranch.
12 minutes left in the high school football season as we welcome you back to the Thunderbowl in Pueblo. It's Haxtun 46, Akron 28. I'm Ben Blecka alongside Kerry Sherman. Fourth quarter brought to you by Rudy's Tires. Locations across the area, so they've always got one close by. And if you can't get to them, they'll come to you. Visit rudystires.com for more information. They bring you 1010 KSIR's Eastern Plains Sports Today, weekdays at 1 p.m. We will have a recap of both state championship games on the program come Monday. 1st and 10 for Haxtun as we head to the fourth. At their own 27-yard line, hand off to Coleman Firm, who busts open on the near side and rumbles his way out to the 35, maybe the 36, a gain of 9 on the play.
And that Haxtun line just keeps leaning on you.
Credit to the guys on that line, Jackson Schramm, Seth Seeger. They've been consistently on the interior of that line. Third guy is Zach Fryrear. Ace back. Hand off to that ace back, Coleman Firm, and a good job jumping in and getting the penetration from his linebacker spot was Curtis, but credit Camacho for the hard work he did to make that possible. It'll be a first down for the Haxtun Bulldogs as he didn't need a lot of room there and did get the first down, 7th of the ball game for Haxtun.
The Rams have found themselves something right there with Nolan Camacho.
He's playing defensive end. Shotgun formation, handoff far side, Coleman firm, and Camacho gobbles him up. Randall comes in and finishes him off. No gain on the play. But Haxtun's totally fine with this. They're going to take every second, leading by 3 touchdowns with 10:35 to go in the fourth. Make an exchange. Zach Stats comes back in. They pull Seth Seeger off.
Remember, Akron only has the 2 timeouts.
Yep, had to use the one earlier. Show the handoff to Stats. Pulling, keep by Conan. He pops free to the far side. Caught by a leg from Randall and flattened near midfield after a gain of 11 and a first down.
Had him. They had him. Just got to make a tackle. Wrap up and make a tackle.
He was contained on the near side, was Colin Cone, but and busted free. Chase Goddard will be the run that runs the play in, the senior in. A slot split far side with Corbin Anderson. 3-man backfield once again. Snap to Cone, handoff to Firm. Nothing doing. 2nd and 10.
Curtis getting in for another stop. You can see he looked like he has he's emptied the tank.
He has. Well, and as a senior, why wouldn't you? You know, him and Jackson Livesay and Mason Porteous, you know, the 3 of the regular seniors. They've got others on this roster, but trying to do something, create something. You can see a lot more flying around by the Akron Rams to try and wreck some havoc. Pressure coming in. Cone hit as he throws. Way underthrows his man. Trying to chase it down. Jax Kuzel incomplete. That was just the 5th pass attempted in the game for the Haxtun Bulldogs. And much like the first half, they'd run 5 plays in this second half. This next play will be the 10th play of the drive. 3rd and 10 from their own 49. And they have milked better than 4 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, Akron got after it there. They brought 2 extra men and kind of heated him up.
Split ends to either side. Cone flanked to his right by Stats on 3rd and 10. Shows the handoff to Stats, airs it out down the field and drops it into the breadbasket. Corbin Anderson, see ya. Touchdown from 51 yards out, his 2nd catch of the game. The icing on the cake for the Haxtun Bulldogs as they have this one called back. I think they will have this one called back. It is
illegal block.
Illegal block by the Haxtun Bulldogs. So wipe the 51-yard touchdown pass.
Still be a first down.
So the illegal block after the ball was dropped in happened at the 22, so it backs the ball up to the 32. Will be a first down. With 8:43 to go for the Haxtun Bulldogs. Cone splitting Stats out. Inside handoff to Coleman Firm. He pushes forward for a gain of 2 on the play.
Tried to lighten the box by motioning Stats out. See if they could get somebody to go with him. Akron still had enough in there to make the tackle for minimal gain.
Taking their time up 46-28 are the Haxtun Bulldogs. Cone with Firm behind him and a 6-man line. A motion Stats again, sweep pitch for Coleman Firm. He gets caught by a leg from Randall. Axtell gets in there and pulls him down after a gain of 2.
Just building off of the previous play, you had that motion of Stats off of the end. Went up the gut the first time. We're on the toss sweep behind it. Makes you wonder what the next play in the progression is.
No question. Home run ball again. That's what they ran on the last third down as the touchdown was called back on an illegal block. 3-man backfield, 5-man line. Coleman firm to the left. Zach Stats to the right. Stats gets the handoff, caught by the jersey and pulled down, and we had extracurricular activity on the far side as Koberstein and an official went tumbling. So down to the 20, a gain of 11 by Stats on the play.
If you're Haxtun, you're happy that he didn't score there. You can burn more time.
Yeah, you've already milked 6.5 minutes off the clock on this drive now. The 14th play of the drive forthcoming. 1st and 10 at the 20. Cohn takes the snap, hands off to Firm, forward for 4.
And staying in bounds.
Coleman Firm had 4 carries for 39 yards at halftime. He has 11 carries for 18, 23, 27, 29, 72 yards in this second half. 2nd down and 7. 15th play of the drive with 6:18 to go. Haxtun leading 46-28.
They broke the huddle a little early. Wanted to burn the clock.
Stats, handoff, hit by Randall in the backfield, loss of a yard on the play. We're bringing up a 3rd down for the Haxtun Bulldogs.
Like you said earlier in the night, you're in 4-down territory.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've continued to milk this. Akron only has 2 timeouts left. So Akron wants to get 2 stops and hopes that they have more than 4.5 minutes left. Haxtun is not going to bring a play in. The play clock is at 10. They will take their 2nd timeout to take every second off this clock prior to their 3rd down and 8. Our coverage on the Eastern Plains Sports Network is made possible by B&J Plumbing. When plumbing problems arise, let B&J take care of you. 970-522-3828. Reminder to make sure you're following the Eastern Plains Sports Network on Facebook and Instagram at Eastern Plains Sports Network is the handle for both. Video coming on Sunday of both the 6- and 8-man games. We will have post-game player interviews from the championship game, and maybe Coach Stone will join us as well. I think the fun thing about Coach Stone is I walked down and I was kind of chatting with some other people. I'm like, where the heck is Coach Stone? They're warming up. They're throwing passes. He's standing in a circle playing hacky sack with his junior high football players in the end zone.
I mean, coach speak is always, it's just another game. It's just another game. But when you're able to do something like that, that's putting actions to your words.
Yeah. He really is a fun guy to be around and makes the game fun for these Bulldog guys. Cohn in the shotgun, Stats behind him, 3rd and 8 out of the timeout, 5:21 to go. Now Cohn empty backfield as they move Stats to the slot. Under center will go Koberstein, and Koberstein runs over everybody. End as the quarterback, keep to the 6, a gain of 12, and another 1st down for Haxtun.
Usually when you see that, when they motion somebody under center for the quarterback sneak in the NFL, it's a tight end coming in, and here's one of the smallest guys on the field.
So the clock will tick under 5 to go. 1st and goal from the 5. Up 18 are the Haxtun Bulldogs, 46-28. A lined backfield. Stats to the right, Firm to the left. Firm gets the handoff. Firm to the 5, gain of a yard, maybe 2. Coleman Firm has not scored today. Cohn has a rushing touchdown and 2 passing touchdowns. Stats has 4 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown. And Corbin Anderson has a receiving touchdown, but Coleman Firm, a senior, does not have a score. imagine they'll try to continue to get him into the end zone on this drive in his final game as a Bulldog. A lined backfield once again. Cone takes a snap. Inside handoff to Stats, undercut down to the 3, so a gain of 2 on the play. And Akron will utilize one of their timeouts. With 3:56 remaining. You want to talk about a drive that'll ice a ball game? 18 plays that started at their own 17 last quarter.
Yes.
Last quarter. This has been, and I think it was about 120, was about when they got the ball back. There's now 3:56 to go. So you're looking at 9 minutes and 24 seconds on this drive for Haxtun to try and put away their 10th state championship.
It's ridiculous. I had a game for Burlington where Yuma went on a 19-play drive.
Yes.
And failed to score. In their quarterfinal loss to Ray, Burlington came out of the halftime locker room, and their opening drive went, I think, 17 or 19 plays and died at inside the 5. I'm not used to those. No, not in six
not
man.
In six man,
especially, but
well, and not the way this game started.
No,
this was a back and forth affair, and it's been a rugged second half. 3rd down and goal out of the timeout. Stats slot motion under center goes Koberstein. He takes the snap and drops it. And I think Akron might have fallen on it. No, fortunately, Carter Locke was able to dive on it. So the 19th play of the drive will lead to 4th and goal with 3:44 to go.
And Akron's out of timeouts now.
They use their last one to stop the clock, hoping for a stop, and then something miraculous, down 3 touchdowns, backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost. This Akron team won the baseball title last year. They were in the football championship game last year. They have a very talented basketball roster. It was a regional finalist maybe last year. I know they were in the regional round.
I know they were regionals.
I don't remember if they made the finals or not. They're going to make a deep run again this year in basketball. I'm very convinced of that. And in baseball, I think that they're favored as well. So this is a team full of talent, full of athletic acumen. But they've just not been able to get the big play at the big moment here today where Haxtun has been able to.
Well, and that size of Haxtun, it wears on you. You know, big just, they say big doesn't get small.
4th and goal from the 2 for Haxtun out of Akron's timeout. Haxtun leading Akron 46-28 with 3:44 to go. Colin Cone takes the snap. He pitches to Stats, and Stats sprints it in. There's the icing on the cake. A 20-play drive with 3:40 to go that took better than 9.5 minutes off the clock. And Stats with his 5th rushing touchdown, 6th total touchdown, has given Haxtun a 52-28 lead.
That 15-play drive of Akron's in the first quarter seems like forever ago.
Akron has had 15, 11, and 10-play scoring drives. Haxtun had a 9 and now 20 plays. They'll go for 2. Snap back to Cone. He tucks and he sprints for the pylon far side, and he gets it. Converts the 2 points to make it 54-28. 20 plays, 83 yards, better than 9.5 minutes. And Zach Stats with his 3rd touchdown of the second half, 5th touchdown of the game. 92 yards rushing in the second half. That puts him at 218 in the ball game on 16 carries. He's touched the ball 17 times for 227 yards and 6 touchdowns.
I think we can.
I think we can safely say he's the player of the game.
Yeah, that might be the no-brainer of no-brainers.
And he's double digits in tackles on defense. Colin Cone, and a pick. Colin Cone has had a nice game. I mean, 3 touchdowns is not bad.
No.
But, and of course, we've talked about Seth Seeger all game long and what he did defensively as well. But when you put up those kind of numbers, that's legendary and something that will live with that young man for the rest of his life in a title game. Kickoff with 3:40 to go. Squibber along the ground. Jax Kuzel will bobble it, and it goes out of bounds at the 24-yard line. So that's where Akron takes the ball.
That's still some of the best starting field position for Akron tonight.
Akron hasn't touched the ball offensively in the fourth quarter. 26, 20. That is 61 yards of offense in the second half for Akron after putting up 231 in the first half. Empty backfield. Randall takes a snap. Here comes Seeger. Pressure in, and the pass slung across the middle of the field and pulled in.
Seeger's hobbled.
And Seeger slipped trying to chase down his man. Starkey Baum pulled in the pass complete. Or not Starkey Baum, pardon me, Porteous. His first catch of the game. Akron's 15th first down. Randall takes the snap, dropping back to pass. He'll air it across the middle, incomplete for Curtis. Second down.
A little high, a little hot. Just not close enough for Curtis to make the grab. And that's saying something. He's caught just about everything thrown his way tonight.
3:18 to go in the fourth quarter. Haxtun Bulldogs. They've been on the field defensively a lot tonight. 2 split to the far side. Livesay behind Randall. Randall takes a snap, looks to pass. Swings it out far side, nestles it in to Jace Curtis. Curtis inside the Haxtun 45 to the 43. That's a gain of 19, but I believe there is a flag on the play. Holding on Akron will negate that completed pass. 36 passes attempted today for the Akron Rams. 31 runs.
That's wonky, but could not get anything going running.
Yeah.
You do what you can move the ball forward with.
Trip split on second down and 20. Randall rolls to his right to elude pressure. Home run ball down the field looking for Kuzel. And it is intercepted by who? Zach Stadt. His second pick of the ball game.
If you're Haxtun, you're just running out the last 254.
Yes.
I mean, I loved your line at the end of the state volleyball championship for Fleming, and it just holds true. That
stories write themselves, and Zach Stats has written an epic story for himself today.
He has put himself in Haxtun football lore.
2:54 to go, 54-28. Haxtun leads Akron. First and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Akron out of timeouts. 1 first down will seal the deal. Cone takes the snap, drops back, hands off, up the middle. Coleman firm, gain of a couple.
You wonder at what point, if the coaches decide to empty out and get some backups, just a couple of snaps, just to have that state experience on the playing surface with live reps.
Well, I think a lot of this thought process, starters are still out there because the starting 8 are all seniors. Let these boys finish the season together with 2:15 to go. Cone takes the snap, handoff up the middle to Coleman firm again. He rolls forward, gain of 4 on the play. Third down and 4 Under 2 to go before Haxtun cements their 10th championship and goes back-to-back in the 8-man ranks. They'll break the huddle and stand and watch the clock count its way down. 100 seconds to go. Snap and the handoff up the middle again to Coleman Firm. He's pulled down shy of the sticks. So a gain of 3. And it'll be 4th and 1. It'll be under a minute to go before they have to snap the ball. And 1 first down, they can kneel it down.
No, for Akron, this isn't the way you'd hoped the season would end, but I mean, they went up against the machine tonight, and still a great year by Akron.
Inside handoff, good penetration. They stop Coleman Firm for a loss on 4th and 1, so get the turnover on downs with 1:01 to go. And I think fittingly, given the way this night has gone, Akron's offense will have to tangle with Haxton's defense, which has really been big tonight. Back out there is Seeger, who slipped. Looked like he may have injured an ankle or a calf, but he and Knox will be the linemen. 1st and 10 for Akron at the Haxtun 35, and Knox gets in, and he comes up with a sack, pulling down Randall.
I think he had 4. I believe he had 4 sacks last week.
Knox with a loss of 11 on the sack. The 3rd sack of the game for the Haxtun defense. 30 seconds remaining, 54-28. Empty the backfield, 2 wide to either side. Snap, Randall drops back, looks down the field, he'll air it out, and it is nearly intercepted again by Stats. Oberstein tipped it going by, and Stats couldn't pull it in.
It just gives him a low 5.
Could have had his 3rd interception of the day.
You're my guy and all, but man.
19 seconds remaining. Akron with the ball at the Haxtun 43 on 3rd and 17. Snap to Randall, trips near side, pressure coming. Seeger throws his blocker away, airs it out after pressure from Seeger, incomplete. 11 seconds remaining, but 4th down and 17 is the result.
They've started bringing 2 from the exact same spot defensively to flush Randall to his right. And Knox and Seeger have they've either gotten home or gotten close enough to home to make the dogs bark.
31 rushes, 39 passes. This is the 80th offensive play of the night for Akron, 4th and 17. Randall steps up, home run ball down the middle, and it's intercepted. No. Yes, it is. Stats comes up with the interception and runs the timeout and takes a knee. Zach Stats' 3rd interception of the game seals the deal. 54-28. The Haxtun Bulldogs win their 10th championship in program history.
That's one of the greatest championship game performances, offensively, defensively, I think I've seen in 35 years of covering high school sports.
Absolutely incredible performance from Zach Stats, who's our player of the game. We'll take a break and crunch numbers and announce those numbers on our post-game show next. 54-28, Haxtun beats Akron. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
There you have it, a final here at the Thunderbowl. Haxtun with their 10th state championship, 54-28 over the Akron Rams. A game that was close to the half, that we thought we were going to see more fireworks in the second half, but we saw fireworks from Haxtun.
Yeah, Haxtun, I think, made the adjustments they needed to at halftime. Really, they said, we're just going to control the ball. Yeah. That's what they said. We're going to run the ball. We're going to stick to our runs, and we're fine grinding it out. When they have in that 4th quarter,
they had a 20-play, 10-minute drive. 20-play, 83-yard, 10-minute drive.
Yeah, that's one way of keeping a high-flying offense off the field, right? Is control the clock, and they did just that. And this Haxtun team played very physical, and I think Haxtun, don't hang your heads too much. They played a really good game, and this was a very competitive game. Just Haxtun made it a little bit more. They had a little more dynamic offense, both passing and rushing, than what Akron did tonight.
Akron only scoring once there in that second half, coming at the 4:11 mark of the third quarter. They got them back into it. They were down 3 scores with a whole quarter and one in the fourth quarter, one in the third, something like that.
Yeah.
Close enough to that, but Haxtun, just like that 10-minute drive, just drained the whole entire momentum from Akron, and the Bulldogs claimed their 10th state championship. They're going to go back-to-back in the 8-man ranks.
Yeah, they, like I said, they just did what they needed to do today offensively. This senior-led team, this Haxtun Bulldog team, senior-led, and I'm going to go say we can name our players of the game.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, our graphic design player of the game.
It's simple, right?
Doubt.
It's Zach Stats.
Yeah.
I mean, Zach Stats have himself a final game for his career. 218 rushing, 5 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, double-digit tackles, plus 3 INTs.
Yeah, he was just a stud all over the place tonight. He scored that. What was that? One long one, that 80-yard run earlier in the game.
He had
he had the 80-yard pass. Did he throw it?
No, that was Corbin Anderson.
Okay,
yeah.
He had the 9-yard reception, 63-yard rush. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about there. Yeah, he had that one to end the scoring there in the first half, and since then he just went off.
Yeah, he had a fantastic game, and he did what he needed to do to help them win a state championship. And congratulations to Haxtun again, going back to back.
Exactly. Ain't no great season by the Akron Rams. They'll finish 12-1. Both teams will finish 12-1, and Haxtun gets the revenge from the earlier game.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's want to play your best. I really do think that after Haxton's loss to Akron, they just turned it on to a whole different level, and it showed this postseason. I think they broke 40 in every game in the postseason, or almost 50 in every game, right? Broke 50 in every single game in the postseason. That's how you turn your offense onto a whole different level. And once again, congratulations to Akron too. Runner-up, nothing to hang your head at. I know it sucks doing it back-to-back years, but how many teams are at home not even playing or practicing out the week of Thanksgiving?
Exactly. All right, hey, special shout out to Ben and Carrie from the Eastern Plains Sports Network for bringing you the coverage today. Those guys worked their butt off over there.
Oh yeah, they had a blast, and it was super fun to listen to their call, and I'm glad they allowed us to use their audio today, because letting the professionals, especially the teams that they had to cover, they've covered them all year, having their audio. And them willing to work with us to do something we've never done before was awesome to have.
No, and as Ben said, this is only his second 8-man game this year.
Yeah, he did a great job.
What a game to have.
Yeah, no joke.
But thank you to Ben and Carrie. If you guys see them around, if you guys know them, tell them we said thanks, and we have to do this again next year. We still have a whole day of football tomorrow.
Yeah, we still have a whole day of football. We have 1A and 2A. Me and you will have the audio on that tomorrow, and I think this is something we definitely want to continue to do. I think it's a cool opportunity to offer free audio for all teams at the state championships, and something we might have to talk about for basketball.
Exactly.
But yeah, we got tomorrow still. So
yeah, we still got tomorrow, folks. Tune in tomorrow. Pregame for the 1A. Let's see, that game's at 1 o'clock.
We at 1:30.
1:30, so probably going about 1.
1:15. Yeah.
Yeah. So look out for that on Facebook, and of course, RN Broadcast YouTube. Shout out to everybody that listened to all the comments. We were laughing at those all.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I loved it. And like I said, make sure you share. If you want to watch or listen to the 1A game tomorrow, we'll have a 1A and 2A. Make sure you tune in. We will bring you great coverage again tomorrow. We'll have updates on Mile High Prep Reports Facebook page. Taylor down there freezing her butt off in the cold and getting updates every quarter from, with great pictures. It's awesome to have as well.
There you go. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all of our sponsors for getting us here.
Yeah.
Especially, because we couldn't do it without you guys.
Yeah, no, 100%. And, we'll bring you more coverage tomorrow.
Absolutely. Hey, this has been Mile High Prep Report and RN Broadcasting's coverage of the state championships. We'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon.